I don't go to the same place.
And we're live, everybody.
Yeah, I'm really glad. We talk. We're live now.
Yep.
Yeah. Glad you don't have ovaries, mate. I'm really glad, Oscar.
I too
I
respect
mean,
Oscar.
Josh.
It's not very
I
good.
started in world class, as F class. And
Yes,
second
and
class.
You're like F class
but
7.
It'd be horrible. Yes, but it's a technique. Anyway, can I have a pencil?
hello
Hi.
everybody. Welcome to Maxed and Doubled.
Dun,
I
dun,
can't
dun.
take notes. I brought the wrong jacket, so I don't have all my stencils.
Hey, that's alright. I bought the wrong
How?
car, so I don't have all my books. I'm lying. I just left them at home.
I was about to say, you only have one. and
How
that's
do you do this?
With no effort.
We
I
know.
mean, yeah,
No effort.
I guess that was self-explanatory. I walked right into that one.
Like, and I
It's
accidentally
like that
showed
glass
up.
door earlier in the week.
And I
Yeah.
accidentally
Tell
showed
no
up
one.
with Hannah's character instead of mine. Just,
Damn it, Michael. How many times has Oscar told you not to do that?
I know. I just made it in my sleep without thinking about it.
Hannah's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, don't tell her. Hey, Hannah, how's it going?
So,
Oh, I'm a part of this now, am I? Okay.
I mean,
As also,
You guys can keep your shenanigans up. I can just watch Oscar get frustrated from here and be happy about
there
it.
is no
oh, we've got
frustration
permission
at all.
now.
oh,
That's
we can
great.
keep it up. I'm like,
Yeah,
Oscar.
okay. You got some personal experience you want to share with us, Josh?
Yep, I'm good. It's just between me and one person.
You sure you don't want to talk about that night?
That night. If you can't remember,
Maybe the
then I'm
morning
not going
as
to talk
well.
to you
If you
ever
want
again.
to talk about the morning, I'm sure
There was no morning.
it was
no.
a series.
I just woke up.
Serious? As in the
Serious.
Apple personal assistant? We are on task tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
I am
we
sorry
are.
for
I
banging
love
the
that.
table.
So
but
Oscar
I'm
keeps
also
trying to drag us back on task, and you guys just keep having this little.
Previously,
I have no
There's
idea
no-
what you're talking about.
No, see, he's yes butting. That's the problem. He never
So far,
yes
he's
and.
got "so" and "previously" out of his mouth.
previously.
Oh,
And now Josh is leaving. This is already going well. He's already out.
Bye, Josh.
Bye, Josh.
I guess this is as good a moment as any for me to kill Silkus off, and he can bring his backup character in when he gets back.
He has a backup.
Don't make
of course he has
promises
a
you can't
backup.
keep.
I can keep that promise.
Although,
Previously
you have to wait because nobody's fallen in love with him yet.
on Maxed and Doubles,
Oh, that's what we're doing?
never would have guessed.
What do we call it? I thought we called crack. Crack.
Josh, you are so behind the times.
Hashtag bring back or riot. I can't even say it.
It's
Bring
a
it
tongue
back,
twister.
Brett.
Okay.
Riot.
I saw so many spoilers in there. I will
Leah-
tell everyone.
Led our party to her crippled hunting party,
Oh, that's
who had previously encountered pestons in their pursuits of hunting, who had kind of destroyed them. Only a couple were left in good health, Leah being one of them, and the others were all sick, and one of them injured. Their scout was injured. Sorry, their medic was injured. Leah led you all
Oh,
to
wait.
the hunting
That's
camp, where they had hidden away in the walls of the mountain. Administered aid to all of them, using some of Korma's remedy that she gave you in previous days.
And I jotted it all down how to make it.
And then, in getting ready to go to bed, you were attacked by none other than a Gorgon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rusted and squealing loudly as it moved, accompanied by two cockatrices. With
Salsa
some,
killed both of them.
with some creative
Cockatrices.
natural 20s and some creative
Cockatrices.
freezing, they were dispatched quite easily. The Gorgon did nearly knock out one of the hunting party, or nearly kill him. However,
Everything and nothing.
he was able to survive with the help of Leah after the party dispatched of the attackers. You all slept.
Threw up.
Yeah.
First point.
Threw up.
Threw up, then
and
slept.
then slept.
Not in the
Upon
party.
waking up in the morning, a
My bad.
lengthy discussion was had about the direction once again of the party and
Yeah.
individuals within the party.
Started by Silkus again.
Started by Silkus
Yeah.
again.
This is
And Koodle, the half-orc scout, You were both
Oh,
waiting.
Coodle.
I totally forgotten about it, if I'm honest with you.
Same.
I'm just gonna retrospectively
We called-
change the name.
Nope.
Say.
Not allowed.
He's called
Can't do it.
Coodles, but his mum called him Cuddles.
You mean her?
Ah, well.
Mm.
Yes. And go on.
Yes, and
Do go on.
people agreed to guide you all to a roughly nearby mountain pass, taking you through the Dalenrange Major and to the Gulf of Kluftenrud, which is on the other side.
Sorry, what was that?
Sorry.
The Gulf of Kluftenrud.
It sounds like you're going to say it within a hiccup.
Can you spell that, please?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no. Can you use it in a sentence?
The Gulf of Kluftenrud is a sentence.
It's not.
That's not a sentence, that's a word.
It's a
I
pronoun.
mean, he first
No,
said
no.
it to us to be
I
a
just said a
sentence.
sentence involving the Gulf of Kluftenrud, and I just said another one, in fact.
True, what's your problem?
Can you spell? Okay, one more time. Can you spell it?
So, the Gulf of Kluftenrud, I can do it, hold on. So, K-L-U.
K-L-U.
That's not how you spell golf.
Yeah.
K, what's it? A-U?
K-L-U.
L-U.
F-T-O.
Yeah.
M.
Oh, there's an M in there. Okay.
R-U-U-D.
U-U or W.
How do you come up with this?
I want to point out,
That's not even slightly a word.
Google Translate, and then just
It's a
fudging it
made-up
slightly. That's
word.
how I
Or
come
it's
up
a
with
made-up.
things.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like
Okay.
this is clearly we're passing through false Germany.
I want to point out though that we
Excuse me, this is
did
Iceland.
we did catch
Yeah,
him.
false Germany.
Pretty sure Kluftenrud came
We-
from Icelandic somewhere.
We broke him once.
Maybe Danish.
I Google
Ask him a
translated
name.
something from Iceland once, and it had the word keyring like 4 times in the one name.
We broke him once with just saying with asking one name of a Dragonborn, and since then,
Have we got a
He's been-
God damn it yet?
no.
I
But
don't know if you
tried.
have.
I've almost
I
had
don't
it
know
twice.
if you have.
We got really close. Josh really frustrated in one session. but we
And
didn't
I
have-
threw out his complete future plans. I don't know what else I can do, guys.
I mean,
You know, I threw out his plans too by not following.
you haven't
Fenrir
done
and
anything yet that's really gotten to me.
Oh,
You can,
mate. It's only 9
but
sessions.
you haven't.
It's only 9 session. There's like 20 more left.
Is that
Why do
A
I
or-
really want to just interject right now and be like, no, I have to go find Fenrir and like run off in opposite
Mate,
direction?
you do that. That's totally fine.
Split the party. Split the party.
I'm
The 3 of us will go find Fenrir, and you can go do whatever you want to do.
Because I have because the only one that's done improv.
I
Apparently,
love that
I'm stuck
everybody's
to
just
the
in love
yes
with the wolf
and,
and they're
so
like, we're going where
let's
she's
do it.
going, man.
Yeah.
This looks just like the pencil I had before.
So,
It is.
we begin
So we're going to the Gulf of whatever you said.
the Gulf of Kluftenrud, yes.
I'm never
It's
ever
on
going to
the
be able to
ex-
pronounce that.
It is between
They play
the
baseball.
Dalenrange Major and the Dalenrange Minor. So it's between the two
My
halves
God.
of... It's the split that comes straight down through through Dalendor.
It does sound like a baseball team, though. When you think the major and the minors.
So the two ranges
So I've
meet up,
now
or are
I've
they
written the
entirely
correct
separate?
spelling.
They separate. They meet up slightly.
Okay.
There's a valley between them.
So the 2 ranges are like Sariel and
I knew you were
Fenrir.
going to do
And
that.
Koodle. No.
they meet up occasionally, but
Yeah.
I wrote the correct spelling and then wrote next to it Gulf of what he said.
What he said. And you
That's
just point to nothing. It's like a little point there. To that
Yeah.
direction.
We begin this session. Your hark off.
half
Come on, mate.
I've
Hark
already
on.
done it.
the half
I've
off
already
just
done
tells
it.
us to hark off.
Exactly. Hark off.
Hark off, mate.
All right.
Your
That's what we're trying to do.
half orc guide, Koodle, has
Just whispered that fucking name.
Somebody give
shown
Josh
you the
a
way
check, though.
and guided you to the entrance of this mountain pass.
Okay.
You are now standing, looking through into the depths of the Dalenrange Major.
Yep.
The only pass that exists that gets you where you need to go, according to the hunting party and to Koodle.
Stop saying it.
Whispering it makes it so much worse.
It's a pause.
We're in a mood tonight.
She, having arrived at this spot, it is mid-afternoon at this stage.
I'm gonna have a TBK and I'll laugh. I don't know what's happening.
She turns to you and says, "This is as far as I'm going."
Well, thank you anyway. Guys, really appreciated that.
Most welcome.
Best of luck in your future hunting.
Thank you, and best of luck with your direction. You'll probably need it.
I just handshake like that. Like, thank you very much.
Yeah. She returns it, firm handshake, and then with that, she turns and starts heading back towards where you originally came from, leaving you standing at the entrance to the pass. And you look up and you see it is two huge mountains that come down and meet. You can see, looking further in, at the moment, the entrance looks natural, but as you look further in and it starts to curve, you see where it possibly has been carved out.
Yeah.
To make it more level, to make it more easily passable for travellers.
So there's
It's almost like a
pretty
ravine.
well-defined path.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very well defined.
Okay.
There are stone walls going either side. Even the mountain, the natural parts, are steep enough that you couldn't climb them, and you can see that it winds its way through. It eventually does, after a couple hundred feet, turn, and you cannot see further into it. But it is in front of you. What would you like to do?
Do you really think they're gonna actually get those horses are gonna still be there after all that happened before?
Well,
I'm
maybe
kinda
they'll get
curious.
lucky. Oh well,
That'd be nice.
that's.
Either
Sad to
they'll
leave
get
them
lucky or someone
empty-handed.
in Fred Town's going to
I'll
horses.
I'll just set off forward. Like there's no point in waiting around.
Absolutely.
Um,
Would it be better though if we have someone that's probably more used to this kind of terrain take the lead? As
Alright,
I look,
I'll do it.
As I look straight towards him. As I look to Sarah.
I'm
To be
looking
per-
at Sulfur.
What makes you think I'm comfortable in a mountain?
More comfortable than me. And
To-
probably more comfortable than him.
to be
And
perfectly
how do you
frank,
know? Have you ever asked him?
I think none of us
I know.
were brought up running amongst the high mountain terrain, and
I mean,
it's
I might
pretty
have
obvious which way to go.
Good point. That's a very good point. I mean, again, we actually don't know about him.
So,
By the way, in that case, lead the way.
you're leading the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
I'll I'll go second.
Kind of
Point of order.
a question about
We'll
these
go
mountains,
first.
which kind of fair if I don't
Sulfur
know,
in the
but are they like? Are they difficult to go through without the pass just because of the terrain, or is it high enough that the cold and altitude is also an issue?
It's both. Towards the top of the mountain range, these mountains are very tall, and towards the top, you can imagine it would be the altitude would start to have an effect. The lack of atmosphere, and but for the most part, the mountain range, just by nature of its terrain, is impassable.
Okay.
And Silkus, through your studies, you would recognize this to be it's essentially a natural border between the Eastern Tract and the western sides of Dalenrange. The Eastern Tract has remained its own territory for this long, simply because it's the range here that stretches almost from the very north to the very south makes it so difficult for any invading army or occupying forces to move in there. So the citizens of Yong have remained pretty safe from everything out west, and eventually the Empire and the Cromwell Court just kind of said, fuck it, we're going to make an alliance because it was just too difficult. The terrain itself just prevents any hostile forces. At least by the time they can form, they've already been found and counterattacked. So
Right. So it's very well protected up here.
yes.
Right.
Easily defended would be the wording I'd choose.
How's the Wi-Fi signal strength?
It's fine at the moment.
Sweet.
You can still see, as you look up into the mountains, you can still see the points of towers.
I want to picture that like my cane has like a bar signal. Yeah, going down. So it's like flicking up the top, being like, yeah, it's
You
doing
still
alright.
want my tattoo? I've got one here.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
Now I really want you in real
Yes.
life to get a Wi-Fi signal.
I do. That would be fantastic. Like Marisha's dot thing, but if you use Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
that would be so good.
See, I think it's like kind of more fitting that your staff has like a tiny wheel on it that spins faster the stronger the signal is.
That just means that's just the load instinct.
So effectively, you're giving him a magically powered fidget spinner because that's a good idea.
Yes, that's
He does
canon
need
now.
one, I think.
I had
You
one.
need something to occupy yourself
Look,
with.
I had one that had like 3 like guns on either side, and I just spun. It was really cool. It cost me like $3.
And that's when you lost
Sariel.
3 of your family members.
As you kind of stand here and get your bearings and gather the surroundings, you do notice, with your passive perception, that even though it's very rocky ground, there's not much in the way of foliage around here. What there is looks to be affected by some form of disease.
Do I recognize the disease?
Make a medicine check.
Dun, dun, dun. Here's book.
Superman.
A what check?
Medicine.
Hey, I'm good at those. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Hey.
You recognize it immediately. It's Pestilence's affliction.
Chickenpox.
And so going into the
Yes.
person.
You see the what spotting there is of foliage around the place, small tufts of grass and other shrubs. You can see they are all afflicted, and as the ones that go further into the past, same thing, all the way through, from what you can see.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Archibald.
Yeah.
You know how we were like not really planning on following Pestilence?
Are we
Yeah.
accidentally following Pestilence?
Please tell me we're not.
Very yeah. We kinda are. And I'll point out like the diseased plants and
Well, that's
Well,
fun.
trail that we're
Guess
following.
No.
guess we can look forward to getting more uses out of that cure.
Luckily, I
I mean, the
Memorize
upside
this
is we are
list.
going somewhere that we will be able to help people.
That's true. Yeah.
And then I'll look at Sulfur, and we will be going somewhere where Fenrir is likely to be. And she's, happy about it.
I suppose if pestilence,
She's happy about it.
I suppose,
She's happy. Well, of course she is. She's like, oh, Fenrir.
I suppose if pestilence has already gone through, then we won't have to worry quite as much about well-prepared defenses and ambushes. I guess.
We just have to worry about ill-prepared defenses and ambushes.
I mean, in saying that, he may
And
have some
paranoid
sort of
messes.
companions that we aren't aware of.
as a
That's
professional
true.
paranoid nurse.
If I recall back to when I actually came to enter Chimeria, I was attacked by something very strange. And I would assume that maybe they weren't together, but it might have been following him of sorts.
I mean,
So
we all met that
We
other
should've-
horseman, so.
no, I'm not talking about another horseman.
Oh.
Oh.
It was large, dog-like.
By any chance, I have 3 heads.
No, it did not have 3 heads. If I had 3 heads, I probably
I
wouldn't be
would
standing here.
That's fine.
But in any case, I don't think we should rule out there being anything left to attack us in here.
That
If
is
we are
a-
following him,
that
there's
is a
a
good
chance
point.
that other things maybe as well.
That is true.
Why do I feel like we're following the end of the world?
Well, the underworld's all around us.
That is the most depressing thing Silkus has ever said, so I'm going to walk right up to him and put my hand on his forehead and see if he has a feather. I'm being serious.
Oh, he's warm.
Ew.
As you do that,
My
can
dice
you
go.
roll
It's
a roll a
Medicine
survival
check?
roll a survival check
I feel that man
for
flu coming back.
sulfur?
Why?
Just survival check for sulfur.
Well, now I have to open her page. Hang on.
I mean, we need to see whether she survives.
Yes, exactly. Does she survive? If you fail this check, she dies. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no! Don't say that, man.
You monster.
I'm a monster.
You should be in the monster manual.
It's fine. The DC is
I mean,
0.
he is.
It's survival. It's wisdom, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
At least give it some danger. Make it 3.
Isn't she
Wait, no.
proficient
14.
with survival
Is that a new thing?
because of your
Oh, yeah, she's got +3.
sweet
So,
17,
16.
16? Okay. As
Sorry, I didn't see that until the last second.
as you're kind of tending to Silkus, trying to figure out if he's sick, Sulfur seems to catch the scent of something familiar. She kind of
Did you catch the flu?
cocks her head a little bit.
Familiar
and
good or familiar bad?
She seems to have just barely caught a scent. She recognizes it as she recognizes it, but she's not giving off any good or bad kind of vibes.
So it's not a Fenrir smell. Because if it was a Fenrir smell, she'd be way more excited.
If it's a familiar
Don't
smell.
pull that face, Oscar. You're making me rethink my judgments here.
Well, what do you think it would be?
Somebody wipe that smug little smile off his face.
It won't help. He's just got a smaller, smugger smile under there.
Okay, so
Now I'm picturing like Alien with the tongue as like smiles.
Yes.
You are
That is
the
me.
same creature. That is the monster.
Told you it was a
Oh,
monster.
my honey, oh, my baby.
I'm going to bend down and cast Speaks with Animals.
Okay.
No, I'm not an animal.
What's wrong?
I smell something familiar.
What?
I don't know.
When did you last smell it?
I can only just barely tell that I recognize it. I don't know what it is.
So you've smelled it before, but you're not familiar. Why do I really not want it to be that weird dog thing? Does it smell bad?
I can't tell.
Well, honey, does your nose slightly hurt like it smells bad, or does it smell sweet?
It smells like it's not been here in a long time.
So it's a faint,
Very.
like it's gone for a while kind of smell?
Yes.
Right. That's helpful. I will stand up and relay. She smells.
Terrible.
She's not being very helpful, but she smells something
Okay.
that she's smelt before, but she doesn't know what she's smelling. She doesn't know when she last smelled it, but it's been through here, and it was probably a couple of days ago, kind of like a faint smell.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence,
Well,
but if it was a very bad memory or smell, she would probably be reacting a
Okay.
lot more negatively to it.
Yeah.
be
In
fair-
saying that, she was injured when I fought that thing, so she wasn't involved in the fight.
to be fair, if it's been 2 days. That means there's a good chance we might not even come across with it. There'd be 2 deads ahead. So it's not the worst.
We can hope.
What's news?
Thanks for
Yeah,
keeping us
but
in the
what's
loop.
to say that they're not just camped up the path somewhere?
Look, I'm all fine with it.
My point is, we should go into this with caution.
That,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't know if
Yeah.
this is a bad thing or good thing. When I tried to ask her that, she was just like,
Caution's probably
Yeah,
the best idea when just
that's-
looking around.
that's a good idea.
In other words, my dearest companion is acting like a sullen teenager.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
It's like, I don't want to go there, but I'm not going to tell you why.
I know the feeling.
What's that gonna mean?
So,
Don't know what you're talking about.
you're all heading in now?
Wait, companion.
You're continuing further?
Yep.
Okay.
I
you
feel
start
like
to
that's a
move in.
Glenn and Josh moment, not an
You,
actual.
They go hand in hand nowadays. Apparently.
No, we don't.
You begin moving in. Sarah, you take up the rear, and John, you're leading the way.
Yep.
And
Well,
Take the rear.
with that kind of knowledge that there's something ahead that she smelled, I kind of want to be closer. No, I don't want to be in front. I don't want to take that from John. He's being brave.
Good on you, John.
And I'm still mad at him for sneaking whiskey into the tea.
That's why he's being brave.
Bad job.
So, if I can, I will go second because I want to be able to, if she picks up a stronger scent of it.
I am very
To be
happy
able
to
to
let the
notice it.
2 non-spellcasters go first and second.
okay.
I'm okay with
I will
that
go
too.
first.
But that means that one of you has to be watching our rear.
Okay.
Okay with that too. Wait,
So,
I've got the same vision.
Because we are
Good
walking into a
perception.
position where we could be easily ambushed from behind.
And above high walls.
as you look up, saying that, the rest of you look up and you see that just the natural way the mountains work,
Yeah.
there are a number of areas you can see things could stand or move around up above you.
And like shoot at us from.
Shoot, throw rocks, anything that that you can think
Are
of.
there
that would be able to
any
move around there.
further than 120 feet away?
Some of them are much closer.
Excellent.
Some of them are much further.
Oh no.
I mean, my range is over 120.
Mine
Well,
isn't, I think.
Yeah, with the bow, you're probably the only one of us who can take a solid shot at all those spaces.
Well, to be fair, if there's, I wouldn't worry too much if pestilence has possibly gone through, or whatever you're.
I'm not only thinking of pestilence. If there was an ambush going on above us, they probably wouldn't have been affected by pestilence, but they probably would have been smart enough to not
Well,
attack him.
I don't really know what.
I mean, if you
what
leaned
could
over a
do.
hole, looked down, and saw a diseased horse and a fucked up looking rider on top of it, would you attack it?
Me? No, absolutely
exactly.
not.
Good save.
If you're smart enough to plan an ambush from above, you're smart enough not to attack something that would kill you.
But at the same time, we don't know if his mere presence has an area effect. And
Well-
it very much could. By judging from looking around, it could be the case, which means anyone that even sees it
He has
could got
a-
affected.
Sort of area effect on flora and fauna, sure, but I think he actually has to hurt people too, or
Well,
humanoids.
Many things are fauna, so
Well, we'll get moving and we'll keep an eye out. And whether, how much he
Keep secret
affected things when he came through, I guess that doesn't really change the fact that we better be cautious.
oh no, absolutely, 100% cautious. Yes, I've
Now
been,
I'm picturing
looking
us
diving
walking
back
through
for-
here, finding someone who would have tried to rob us, quite injured,
and when
and
the
having the
next
moral dilemma in front of us.
NPC,
But let's just go.
Okay, so what's the weather like up around here? Or what's it like? Is it kind of dark?
At the
is
moment,
dim,
it's-
light.
I mean, at the moment, it's late afternoon.
Yeah.
Sun is getting low, but it's still light. There is scattering of clouds. The rain from the last few days has cleared up completely, and you can see blue sky.
That's good.
So it's sort of early summer, so it's reasonably warm up here, right?
It's later. I mean, you're in the middle of spring,
Okay,
essentially,
yeah.
right now.
Okay.
And that
Flora
weather
is
fluctuates.
spring,
Yeah.
so so temperature's fluctuating. It is still very wet around, especially in the mountain pass here, where the sun doesn't hit as much
Yeah.
as you're moving further forward and as it's twisting. It is very wet from the recent rains.
Yeah.
And moving through, Sario is still noticing the diseased occasional plant. You look.
Let me know when 10 minutes of walking time's out, because I will no longer have speaks with animals.
Okay. At this point,
So
it
if she
is.
smells something before then, I want to know.
Okay. She doesn't, for that 10 minutes, she doesn't, and doesn't relay anything.
Cool.
You do look up occasionally and see that there are some trees holding on for dear life in these rocks, and from this distance, they don't look to be affected by whatever affliction pestilence is causing. They are a little bit further up in the sides of the mountains. But everything that's in the pass is only about 20 feet wide, so it's not particularly huge. Anything within the pass is affected that you're coming across.
I'm kind of while walking along, I'm taking out my my yellow book, quickly scrounging through pages, and I'm just checking if I know anything about the smuggler's den that we could possibly come up to.
You're racking your brains.
Rack my brains, checking also at the same time, seeing if I've jotted down at some point. Quickly, I'm just gonna send you something quickly, just so for your reference.
Roll a history check once you're done.
Sure. It's just something, just so you know.
Oh god.
Hold on. This is important.
Oscar,
Yes,
you know the thing I'm describing from my session 0?
I do remember.
It's not an aberration, is it?
God, throwing that one at me.
I was trying to look in the monster manual, but I can't remember what it's. So it's proving difficult since I'm looking literally for the picture.
Probably don't want to look in the book either.
Aberrations do tend to have a pretty specific origin.
Well, aberration's my favorite enemy, so I could.
Yeah.
Sent.
Recalling
That's not too bad.
what we discussed, I think, back in that session, you don't recognize it. So it's not something that you know of.
So it's not. You don't think it's an aberration?
It might be, but that doesn't
'Cause I had
necessarily mean that
advantage
you
on
know of it. It just
tracking.
means you have a knowledge overall of the kind of thing.
The book's upside down.
19.
I don't honestly remember what it's called either. 19.
Yeah.
You don't recall anything about there being any kind of a smuggler's den out this way.
Check your phone quickly just so
Yes.
you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No, you don't know.
Okay.
There's nothing in your notes, nothing in your memory of maps of Dalenrange that you would know of. This is
I guess I'm slowing
completely
down.
out of your.
Like I'm slowing down, walking while
I am pushing you along.
Sorry.
Is it cold?
Damn it. Let's have that back in. And I'll start speeding back up.
Was it to displace a beast?
No, although it was similar.
Just try and keep listing off quadrupeds until we get to it.
Was it a hound?
Sorry, I don't mean to be difficult.
No, that's alright.
Yeah, that's my job.
No, it was not an aberration.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, so even though it's still the sun is still up, the natural light that's filtering through into this pass at this point, now that you're about an hour into it, is completely blocked by the surrounding mountains. You have very little light going forward here. Those of you with dark vision, which is 2 of you,
You're human.
Yeah.
You're not human.
so you.
Why have I been thinking
If
3 of us?
John's in
are?
front
No.
and I'm gonna nudge. Yeah, human, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna nudge, like literally take my knee and nudge Sulphur's butt up towards him so that she can kind of guide his steps when it gets darker, so that he's not gonna like fall flat on his
Yeah.
face.
I'm gonna put my hand on like the back of her head and give her scritches.
One is drawn.
And she's gonna go like every now and then she's just gonna like move into it. Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good to know.
I thought so.
So you continue moving forward. The 2 humans, you're being guided by Sulphur.
Yep.
You in the rear, you're kind of just having to watch
Following
the silhouettes of your
footsteps.
friends right in front of you.
I'll slow down. Like, Archibald, you obviously can't see us as well at night as I can. Take a step forward. I'll
You alright?
cover the rear, and I'll keep my eye on the back.
I have not livened up at all.
Emotionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unlike his spells.
As you turn around to say that to me, you notice my wand is drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is always drawn.
So you
As I can
continue
use it
moving
to walk.
forward, and further in, the path actually begins to narrow. Now it goes from about 20 feet wide down to
right.
about 10 feet
Yep.
wide. And the
Budget
the
cuts.
walls at this point, you get the feeling that at this stage, the walls, you are in the depths of this part of the mountain range, and the walls here are enormous. They are sheer cliffs in most cases, and you can see the mountains.
Whoever's
just
in
going
charge of
all
the
way
infrastructure
up.
in this place, I'll give it an F.
Pretty sure
Odd.
that's a river.
Yeah, it's certainly an odd
Well, your
kind of
memory can-
construction. Like, maybe there was some odd kind of spell used to create this, just because surely it would have been easier to make a tunnel. Look,
Would have
I
been.
can barely see the sky.
Can I identify it?
Tunnels
I'm not
require lighting.
asking to do identify because I don't have that spell anymore, but
Oh.
can I have a look and see if any spell remnants such as giant burn marks in the walls exist?
Make an investigation check.
Hell yes.
I am looking around like maybe. Oh, nice. That's
Very nice.
That's my die.
With that,
Goddamn.
natural 20, with that, you go up to inspect it, and you see that the parts that aren't natural, some of them are obviously natural cliffs that go all the way up, but the parts that aren't, you look at and there are very clear pickaxe marks Looks like regular mundane tools have been used to mine out most of this. And looking at it, you inspect it and you realize that these parts that have been mined out to be sheer and all the way up are probably structural reasons. The stone itself doesn't look particularly solid. It looks more brittle. And they probably did this out of necessity in that tunneling through would have ended up with a collapse.
I will relay all this information to him.
Huh, cool.
I
that's
stand by
interesting.
the fact that tunnels require lighting. You walk through this passage in the daylight.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
fair.
guess
Makes
they are.
sense.
need a torch.
The idea is more leaning towards the ambush idea.
You do see the sky above now, which was previously light, starting to get much darker.
I'm picturing like a mix between the ravine kind of thing with the jellyfish in Finding Nemo, and also in Lord of the Rings Last.
Which I haven't seen.
Okay, and there's like a ravine there where all ghosts are through and whatnot. Like I'm picturing a mix of both.
You mean the Path of the Dead?
Thank you.
When you say that, it reminds me for some reason of Incredibles 1 when the volcano doors are closing.
Yeah. Is that what? Oh,
It's kind of like that,
Fuck.
actually.
Fuck.
Just sheer rock walls.
okay.
They're
yeah.
bright orange
Oh no!
Yeah,
and flowing.
yeah.
Guys, this is lava.
Wait a minute.
You've
it's-
gotten this far.
Wait a minute. It's not spring. It's winter. Fuck.
So I think we should maybe pick a spot where there's particularly small amount of crevices and shelves up above, and then maybe bed down. It's getting a bit dark.
That'd be a good
Yeah,
idea.
there's a few spots where
That'd be a good
the
idea.
walls do kind of dip in slightly, and they're not perfectly straight. They're not perfectly like machined all the way out, but so there are places that you could also potentially hide under, as you say this.
Yeah.
And you kind of all start to look around for one of these places where you might just be able to shelter yourself from any rain that might happen or from prying eyes above.
Being the resident geologist, can I help?
Since you're all doing it, everyone make an investigation check.
And it's to do with geology, so I get double proficiency.
Not bad.
So it's kind of hard to
Dirty
miss.
20.
What am I doing?
Nice.
Wait, no.
Investigation.
That's wrong. That's too high.
To be fair, it is
No,
kind of,
I'm
even
not
though
gonna-
you're in complete darkness, it's kind of hard to miss something like this. So
21.
Hold a
21.
second.
10.
10.
Was this? Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, you guys saw that. No, I didn't. Oh, thank you. 18.
18.
I was looking at the
Sorry.
mod bit. I was like, someone fix this.
18.
18. Nice. Well rolled. It
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
take you
this is
too
a
long.
plus
I
one.
mean, we tried.
It doesn't take you too long before you do find quite a nice little, almost like a cave. It's just not carved out, looks natural, and it's got a ceiling that goes all the way over to the point where you know you'd be sheltered from rain, and as you're walking under it, you can not see out of the past. So you know that anything above also wouldn't be able to see you.
Okay.
So you're going to set up camp here?
Yeah.
I will do
Yeah.
that.
Let's,
Okay. So what are we doing for camp? Fire, no fire? Is there anything people want to do before you go to sleep?
I'm trying to string my bow.
Okay.
I am taking out every book, and I'm going to go through them again, and I'm going to...
How many books are you carrying around?
4 books.
we presumably do not have any firewood.
No.
No firewood. Not on you.
I wouldn't really want you to use your
My
wand.
suggestion is everybody huddles around the wall.
Yeah, that
Pretty good
seems as
keeping
good as
it
plan as any.
Let's see, I
With
think I'll
Presto,
be
you can
alright.
light the wolf on fire.
No.
Excuse me. Mr. NPC, shut your face.
Natural kindling.
I would like to find a nearby goblin and set them on fire.
I'm alright.
I'm just gonna
I'm used to the cold.
spend some time in deep thought and meditation, making sure
It's funny to me.
that there is only one of us in here.
There is only one what?
Is that
Archibald.
Okay.
You know, that kind of sounds like, you know, the
In
those
Archibald's head.
meditation videos. Like, there's only one of you. It's the good one.
Anything you like?
That's what you were in past life.
I'll offer to take first watch.
Okay.
I just
Like-
realized. Sorry, just realized. With 4 of us, there's not a lot of chance to do talk through the keeping watch kind of stuff. I just realized. That's a Bugger.
Aw.
We need a fifth one.
I
And
mean, you
we're
can always
advertising.
take a watch each. So, Sariel, make a strength check for me. Athletics check for me.
Are you using the thing I made?
Uh-huh.
With advantage.
Ha Drink.
Uh-huh.
Athletics.
Fucking love
no.
that difference. Ha!
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's on par with the cuddles.
Kudos.
Kudos to you, shit.
18. Are you doing this in full view? You're not waiting until people are asleep, besides John, obviously? Or are you...
Yeah, I'm doing it for you.
Okay. You watch as bracing the bow once more against her, kind of the ankle there. She brings it down over her back using John's lever mechanism, and bends the bow, and then the string latches on.
Hey.
Hey!
No fucking way.
Character development of the bow.
Nice.
I love it.
Like,
I'm gonna start
John is
crying.
like actually clapping
And
at
that I
this.
will try to hide.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Still. I need to stop putting this book down.
Cast pass without a trace before you do it.
19.
19. No one notices. It's dark. No one can see.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
bawling my fucking eyes out.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so sorry.
no, nothing.
This bow is not getting unstrung. There's no fucking way.
You
I'm
kinda
gonna
need to, though.
unstring my normal bow and put that inside the leather sheath. And
That bow's
just
gonna get ruined.
stare at it in awe.
You
Yep.
roll a perception check for me.
Fenrir
Just put the
shows
book
back
down.
up and he's like, "Oh, thanks for stringing that. I've been trying for months."
Oh, fuck. I'll let that go and fail.
22.
He's got resistance.
22.
No,
Uh,
let's talk about him.
As you kind of turn, holding the bow and looking at it, hiding your tears, you do notice very, very dully on the handle of the bow, there is a very dull rune glowing now. That you couldn't see before, at least it wasn't glowing previously.
For whosoever possesses
Now,
this bow.
refresh my memory here. Archibald's runes are different to my runes, right?
Yes.
Guess he wouldn't know.
I'll have a look at
Do I
it.
have to ask Silcus?
I will have a look at it if you ask me to.
I mean, you ask, yeah, I mean, like the two, you got one with
I have to
amnesia
ask
issues,
Prissy Pants?
and you got one that's studied the arcane, you know?
That's why I
Look,
would
are
ask
you
him,
an
I
arc-
guess.
You are arcana or arcana, okay?
Arcana or arcane?
I will approach Archibald first. And I'm gonna shake him awake really
Rude.
roughly and excitedly.
You know, that's
Ow, 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 ow. Hello. Hello.
I did it!
Awesome. What did you do?
I strung the bow.
Hell yeah. Nice.
It's shiny. Can you look at it?
Sure, I look at it.
Okay. Make an arcana check for me.
Cool. Alright. Please. Thank you. 25.
25.
Ooh.
Sariel shows you the rune, and you see it, and it's not like your runes, but it is a fairly simple spell.
Yeah.
It's been carved into this bow, and in looking at it, you do have a bit of a good. You do have a bit of a realization.
Hmm.
This is a rune of abjuration.
Yeah.
And studying it for a bit longer, you can see its intent, and now that it's glowing, its current purpose is to prevent the bow from being used, essentially.
Interesting. Okay. So you strung the bow, but this is preventing it from being used.
I'm gonna try and fire an arrow out of it.
Okay. Get the bow in your left hand, you knock an arrow, sorry, your right hand, because you're left-handed. You knock an arrow, and then you hold it out, you go to pull back, and you cannot pull on the string. It's like the bow is. It looks like the string and the bow are made of just one solid piece of metal, and you're just
I'm
trying
going
to
to
pry it apart.
Very angrily swearing in Elvish, then switch to Infernal and use
boy.
every single swear word Fenrir ever said under his breath
I follow you for
and
the Elvish
unstring the
part.
bow.
Okay.
I'm gonna unstring it, restring my bow, and put it back in the sheath.
Make an athletics check with advantage.
Well, that was definitely colourful. Can I go back to sleep now?
Thank you.
No worries.
19.
19. You do manage to unstring the bow. You wrap it back in its leather casing and then restring your own bow. And
So I'm very colourful with my insults. I go from douche canoe, something using the word nugget. I call him a son of a whore. I call him all kinds of things, and then I end with, of course that bastard gives me a bow that I can't use.
Does it say anything about? Does the rune? When I was reading it, did it say anything about when she will be able to use it?
I want a picture.
oh, you can see.
I want a picture.
You've got to wait till that one lines up.
On the
Lights
bow,
up.
when she goes to do that, an image says, just haven't said the magic word. Haven't said the magic word.
Yeah, it's a minor image rune. It just goes.
Please, not the Jurassic guy. Not the
Yeah.
Jurassic Park
Yeah.
guy. Anyone but the Jurassic Park
Look,
guy,
it's
okay?
fine. It's fine. Fenrir will get eaten by a lizard. It'll be back it all ends
No,
well.
It's
honestly.
just Newman from Seinfeld
It would
instead.
piss me off
Eaten by a
more
skink.
if it would piss me off more if in a little tiny voice in my head I heard almost say, you're not ready yet.
I want a picture is in the voice of Mara though. Just to add extra
So-
salt.
It's in the voice of young Brick.
Oh god.
I'm gonna like delicately but angrily put it on my bedroll and go to sleep like
Okay.
like anyone awake knows I'm pissed.
Okay.
And I might have just caused us to get ambushed because I did not do that quietly.
Oh no.
I mean, I was clapping when you managed to string it, so.
I was
Going to sleep. Sariel just does a drum solo on the full drum kit that we found.
Yeah.
And then falls asleep.
Turns
For-
out that it was the mating dance of some hobgoblin tribe somewhere.
Yeah.
They're coming at it.
Yeah,
Can't stop this
exactly.
feeling. Yeah, there's that one guy's like, can't stop this feeling.
It's just Star-Lord dancing through the canyon.
Yeah. For the sake of expediency,
How dare you?
you do all get through your watches
Okay.
without anything happening of note.
I do want to do something on my break. Sorry.
Sure.
He has 4 things.
I have 4 books.
4
But
books.
no,
I'll
I'm
read
gonna
them all.
So is it officially the 5th?
You can mark it
Yes.
as the 5th, yes.
Good.
I should
want
do that too.
first things first. Silkus takes out his yellow book.
Yep.
He takes out all his books. But then he also empties his bag of the stuff for the concoction that Koma made.
Mm-hmm.
How much was he given out of that? I remember he was given
I think you were given the whole thing.
whole thing. So how much number wise? I'm going to put it in my.
It
There
was
was
20.
Josh, there were 20. We used 1 on sulfur and 3 on the injured.
Okay, so
So there are
20.
now
We have
16.
16.
So 16, gotcha. Okay, so he's taking out that. He also has some of the ingredients as well that he took as well. So I just want to know how much I got of that.
Of the ingredients.
Yes.
All right, because you didn't get to write these down.
No, I didn't. I forgot to.
That's okay. I'll
this
sort
is
that out
Silkus
for you.
canon-wise. Check.
I'll sort the ingredients, number of ingredients and stuff out for you
Yep.
after.
And yeah, so he's starting to sort things out, starting to go through the book that all these jots down. And he's just like, fuck, why did it have to be? Why did it have to be pestilence? Okay. God, don't like this. Don't like this. It's fucked. Shit. I don't. Where the hell am I going?
What language are you swearing in, by the way?
I want to go that he's swearing in Elvish.
Spelling in Orcish.
Interesting.
Orcish.
Actually, no, it's
Basically every second word in
I mean, Orcish is a very colourful language.
Yeah.
So
nah. It's between Orcish and Common. It's back and forth, back and forth.
Well, freaking Kalashnikov. I don't know how I
That was a mistake.
Don't drink when I say things.
I was already drinking before you
I
said
haven't
things.
learned that yet. But yeah, so he's just like, fuck, okay.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking because the volume that he did that at kind of gave me a little bit of a fright.
Okay, I got
I would have liked to see you just slash yourself.
Yeah.
drop
It's
the
more
grease.
likely that I would have like really loudly smacked my knee on the desk when I jumped slightly.
Okay,
You
I've
could
got
join the
ground.
uncomfortably large bruise club.
Yeah.
I've got ground. Okay, clove. Where the hell am I going? Okay, I need a.
Really gotta stop that fight club. Oh shit, I talked about it.
You got to.
You don't understand that reference? There was this movie back in the 90s called
yeah.
Toy Story.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Funnily enough, have seen Toy Story. Have not seen Fight Club.
No,
Good movie,
they're one
good
and the
movie.
same. Brad Pitt and Woody are the same person.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do besides slay your head off?
Yeah. So he's like, okay. Why
We
did I
got
just
two
say?
rules Fight Club around here, Woody.
Why didn't I say Usen? Why did I say that? That would have been much better. Elven civilization. I don't know anyone in Elven civilization.
While he's mumbling, can I see if I can like get a small knife and just try to like?
You're asleep.
You are asleep. Everyone is
Oh,
asleep.
really?
You're
This is
I
during
was-
my
I thought this
watch.
was in the morning, and I was gonna
No,
wait
sorry,
for him to
this is
finish mumbling before
backtracking.
getting
This
ready
is-
to
Yeah,
go.
this is backtracking.
A little bit
into
backtrack.
your
Sorry.
sleep.
It's like I don't know.
What language are you doing this in?
This is a mix of common. This would have been common, but he's like mumbling to himself. It's like, I don't know.
What's your passive perception?
I think it's 11, but I'll check.
At the same time, this is like a little bit away. They're asleep, and it's like very late.
Yeah, it's 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So if he's get his
If it's really, really quiet, it won't. But I'm used to sleeping in the wild with constant threats, so.
okay, so if I can, okay, so I convince him to go that way. If I convince him that way,
I've got it!
why did I? And I'm just flipping through my books. Okay, so they went. He said south. If he says south, I can then go.
Can I just take a second, wake up, throw the pillow at him, and go back to sleep?
He's on his watch. He's not meant to be sleeping.
I'm doing my
But
thing.
we are.
I'm stay a step away. I guess you do.
We are, and we don't sit there and talk or flip pages loudly while everyone else is asleep.
I guess people with big brains do. And I rest my case.
I'd like to magic missile silver.
And I'm just and then
So
I
Archibald, you have a nightmare.
yeah.
Oh my god, people talking quietly to themselves.
I really wish people could be actually
Sorry.
method sleeping, please. And
Done.
Oh, there he goes.
on that note, like he just and then
Well done, Josh.
he shuts his book, puts him back in his bag, and just throws back nearest where he's sleeping, and then just start staring out at nothing, just out of frustration.
Sariel, you vaguely hear mutterings. You don't hear any words. You don't make anything out. John, you're
Backpack.
positioned a little bit closer to Silver.
How far away is his sleeping spot from my sleeping spot?
It's probably like 15 feet.
Would I hear a backpack get thrown?
Oh yeah. The backpack getting thrown and hitting the ground wakes you up, but he's stopped muttering at that point.
Okay, once he throws the backpack, I'm gonna like grab something and throw something and go to
Okay.
sleep.
His
Like
back.
you know that kind of angry way that people do when
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
kind of wake up.
yeah.
They're just like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
undo
John, throughout this period of time, just slowly drifting through your consciousness, you hear the occasional orcish word. You speak. You definitely do. Even if it's not in your character sheet, which it should be. You speak Grodalian.
Yeah.
Which is a derivative of Orcish.
Yeah.
And you occasionally hear Orcish words. It's a language you haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
so occasionally
swears.
you hear an Orcish word come through, it's occasional curse word, and every now and again something that you can't really get any context from. But you do hear some of Silkus' muttering as you're kind of fading in and out of consciousness.
Should I just roll a stealth check? Because I was kind of being quiet about it.
And but eventually, Silkus, your watch comes to an end.
Yeah.
We have an uneventful night otherwise.
Yep.
And we all wake up in the morning. Sariel, you come to first as usual. Although there's very little light filtering through. Your natural body clock wakes you up. You look up, you kind of peek out from underneath your little cubby hole, and the sky is lightening, but the pass itself is still in deep darkness.
I'm not going to make tea,
Okay.
but I am, as I said, gonna while I wait for everybody else to wake up, I'm gonna try see how delicately I can try to scrape that rune off. I am really mad at him right.
You unwrap the bow and you start looking around the handle for it, and you can't find it.
Everybody's gonna wake up to me swearing in Infernal.
Does anyone
And
else here
every now and
speak
then
Infernal?
the occasional word of you hear Fenra after a huge
Tirade of
insults. What you can only assume is swearing and insults. You hear his name, and then I'll just go back to staring at the bow, kind of looking like I'm about to snap it. And
Being asleep for the time that I was, did I have time for my subconscious to work on the bow problem and figure out a possible reason for the
Wow. Was that active?
enchantment?
Was your active focus
no.
I'm just thinking
Unless are you actively?
it would have been
trying
the
to...
last thing I thought about when I went to bed.
Okay.
Why the hell would he put that on there? That's just not fair.
Your Arcana check is
25.
one thing. Now, are you trying to figure out a moral reason for this? Or are you trying to figure out a kind of a practical reason for this?
I think they might be one and the same.
They're two different checks, so
Okay, let's start with the moral.
okay.
Oh shit, that's a
rolling
wisdom check.
insight check for me.
Close enough. Yeah.
It's wisdom. Insight? Fuck. 12.
12.
Now mechanical.
You went to bed, or you went to sleep, kind of pondering the ideas, why these rings would be in place. Waking up, you don't have any idea why he would have done it from a moral standpoint, but roll a
I rolled a d20.
I'll say roll a straight intelligence check.
Okay, well it wasn't great. My mind wandered.
Yeah, you wake up still thinking
You're
about
not
it.
lucid dreaming.
You can't. Nothing comes to mind on why particularly these runes would have been applied. You've never, in your short life, and also in the backs of your memory, you can't recall any time a weapon was, especially like a bow, was restricted from use in this way. So you're not sure.
Glenn is upset, and Archibald doesn't know why. Glenn knows why.
Really?
Yeah.
Please share with Hannah.
Meta knowledge.
Glenn's not allowed to. The pigeons will kill me.
I mean,
I'm
feel
not
free to
talking
share
about
your.
Sariel knowing. I'm talking about Hannah knowing.
Feel free to share your conspiracy theories.
In the link below.
Well, I just think it's got an Odin spell on it.
A what?
You have to be able to string it without the thing.
Without the string.
I'm
That's
just
the
trying
thing.
so hard. I
Whoever
hate
so
you, Oscar.
worthy.
If that is actually accurate, I hate you.
Shall we wield the hammer?
I
and
almost
possess
wrote.
the powers of Thor.
I almost wrote Fenrir's bow is enchanted with Odin's spell, and then I'm like, it's a worthiness enchantment.
So
But none of that conversation happened in game.
no,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yours, you
So
forget
I'm
it as
still
well.
angrily swearing.
You are still angrily swearing as you prepare yourself for the day ahead. You all get ready to head out.
It really is a beautiful language, isn't it? I've no idea what she's saying. But, that wasn't. That was in common.
Yep.
I know. How many languages do I know? I know quite a few. Where's my languages? I know 5.
That's
So I'm
impressive.
swearing
You'll
in
know a lot
5
of
languages.
languages. I'm pretty
So-
sure between you know every single language.
So Glenn, you would understand half, like 2/3 of them. I know that you speak Common and Elvish, right?
Hmm.
So you'd understand 2/3 of them.
Okay. Well, what else are you swearing in?
Abyssal, Infernal, and Undercommon.
Shit.
Holy crap!
You know all the interesting
Infernal?
ones.
Infernal was backstory. Don't remember why I picked Undercommon.
Infernal
but
is
Abyssal
Infernal is because backstory.
of
Yeah.
Fenrir. I think Abyssal was favorite enemy. Either Abyssal or Undercommon's my favorite enemy language. And I picked the other one for shits and gigs. That's
Yeah.
which is what-
As it turns out, we don't need a warlock.
Yeah, you all speak all the languages. At least all the raw languages.
Great, we had to fight
So-
against dinosaurs as well.
Wait, none of us speak thieves' can't.
That's true, actually.
Neither did they. It's written.
Also
Sometime
true.
though, but that's the thing.
You'll
thieves
head
can.
out, heading into the pass as the sky above lightens and the pass itself remains completely dark. Are you using the same marching order?
Yeah.
John in front,
yeah.
Sariel.
I'm in the back. I'm slowly drifting back a little bit though.
I'm walking with a knocked arrow because if anything shows up in my current mood, I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later.
Okay.
And I'm relishing the hangover that John has.
Yep.
So, John and Silkus make perception checks for me.
The great thing about being in a ravine this deep is no direct sunlight. Anyway, that's a 10.
That's actually very, very true.
Does he get advantage if Sulphur's helping him see stuff?
No, unfortunately.
So disadvantage.
5.
5.
I'm currently just really thinking to myself right now, just like train of thought.
About 10 minutes later, I turn around. I'm like, guys, where'd Silkus go?
He's right there behind you.
I turned left turn at Albuquerque.
John, as you wander on, you're wandering
bugs
through a
on me.
couple hours again. The sun just starts to peek over and you can start to see some light coming in.
Yep.
And you're looking up and around and forward and you do catch kind of echoing around. It sounds like muffled speaking, very low voice. You go a little bit further and it sounds like shouting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And just go, you guys hear that noise?
You can't
Like
focus for a
voices in
second
the
and you do.
distance?
Yes.
Yeah, what?
And you hear in the distance it's like
Self a bit
What
quiet.
language is it?
you can't tell from this distance. It's echoing around the pass. It's distant and quiet.
Why do I really want to mimic it?
One at the radio.
Hey, you know when you to have an echo and then you're just like, stop copying me, and then the echo goes, stop copying me.
I'm just like,
I kind of just want
I'm just gonna talk
feedback
real
with
quiet
it.
so when the sound reverberates back to me, I won't be able to hear it. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
I'm just like, I hear that, I'm like, oh, it's just sulfur. What's the problem? Like, not even paying attention.
As the rest of you focus, it sounds like language. It sounds like someone talking. Like, it sounds like an argument is what it sounds like.
Well, I guess let's keep going forwards and let's
I'm gonna
keep an eye and an ear out.
keep my bow kind of tense, like I'm readying to shoot something.
Okay. Some time goes on, and as you approach, you start to hear it getting louder and louder. You're obviously getting closer to it. And then eventually it stops.
Oh, I
You
guess
don't
I'll
hear
kill
the
each other.
sound anymore, and you're wandering through. Make another perception check for me.
Can we all do that? Because the noise has got a me on it.
Sure, you and Sariel as well, because you're not paying attention.
6.
6.
Yeah.
50.
15.
Hang on.
This Sulfur can also do this.
Everyone.
Well, I got
said
23.
Very nice.
Well, that's just rude, but also fair.
She gets 13.
13. Sariel, as John's leading you all through, and the path has lit up a bit more now as the sun has risen above the tops of the mountains in front of you. You see what looks to be part of the ledge, part of the wall that goes up, and then something dips around behind it. You can see where there's probably a dip and maybe even somewhere a walkway up there, or at least a plateau. You see over the rock at the top of the wall, as you're all walking through, you see a flash of movement, and then you see a head shoot up, looking directly at you, and then duck back down.
What is it?
Make...
Is it human?
I feel like we've already established what your held action is at this point.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I'm trying to establish whether or not it is, like, a humanoid person.
Make a nature
Or,
check.
Just
I keep putting the book down. And then
rule of thumb, I prepared my spells for this one, so I just switched out a couple of things.
19.
19. It looks human in shape, but
I'm gonna shoot it.
as it pops up, okay, you take the shot. Roll your attack. It has 3/4 cover, so
19.
19. Let me see.
It hits.
Even with the 3/4 cover, as the head pops up and you're ready, you release this arrow, and it sees you do this movement and goes to pop back down, and you see your arrow skate off the top of its head. What's damage?
9.
9 damage. Okay. With that, I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
I love initiative. I hate initiative.
I can't believe I actually rolled well on initiative.
Yes.
I switched out Charm for Mage Armor, and I switched out Featherfall for Jump.
I have lost where my initiative thing is.
Oscar, I'm just gonna need you to take my word for whatever spells I use.
Yeah, don't.
Q disintegrate.
Oh, God.
Let's find out what
Guys.
my one does.
Yeah.
I've lost where the initiative thing is in this book. Someone help.
Do we have initiative?
Up on the circle.
Yeah.
Where's
Ah.
There we go. So,
Did we? Oh, by the way,
yes.
when Sariel shot at him,
Yes.
did we get our eyes drawn to that point enough to
Yes.
realize? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Sariel
You
shot at something,
I
and
would've,
you're now
like,
like,
given a bow.
you see a flash of movement,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, we're in a fight.
Yeah.
So, 30 to 20.
Yeah, so I got this issue.
20.
22!
I got
Wait,
this
sorry,
issue with
my
my
mistake.
initiative.
It
It's
was
kind
21,
of
but
round
yes.
and fat, but also hollow. It's weird.
What'd you get?
Oh, don't worry, I'll
Was
tell
it
you.
between 30 and 20?
Oh no.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh no.
Absolutely. Minus that by...
20?
21, sorry.
21?
We will find out.
20 to 15?
Sulfur gets 16.
16.
Oh, yeah, I am a patient.
15 to 10.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
10 to 5.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, no.
9.
9.
Oh, man, that's bad, man. That's horrible. Okay, so mine...
5 to 1.
So mine is 20 to 30 if you minus 19 or 29.
You got one.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, so you were still in the 5 to 1 at least. You weren't
Oh,
0.
no, 20 to 30, but just do a little bit of maths to get to that, yeah.
Just
Very
put him at
nice.
the top of the initiative order and just skip him first round.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Jesus
that.
Christ.
It's not my fault that I have a bad number.
Sariel,
Wait,
you
no, it is.
release this first shot and you see it skate off of the head of this thing. And there's a flash of movement as it ducks back down behind this rock outcrop. It's only about 60 feet away. And there seems to be a kind of a gradual climb. At this point, some of the walls of the mountains are coming down at a steep angle. And you can see there might be a way up there if you wanted to go up there, or for it to get down. And it's about 60 feet away and elevated about 30 feet up.
Is it my turn?
It is.
I'm going to say very there's anger in my voice, but I am teeth clenched calm. I have had a very bad 12 hours. If you intend to fight me, I highly recommend you reconsider. I will kill you.
Are you speaking this in common?
And then I will continue, and I will do it again in Elvish, and I will go through my languages saying the exact same thing 5 times.
Okay.
That's her action.
Okay. That's the. Are you moving while you do this, or are you standing there?
I'm moving. If there is a position that I can get a better angle, said rock, yeah, I'll move.
Yeah, there is. You can move up the less steep part of the side of the pass.
Then I will do that.
And you get some of the way up. You get about 10 feet in height. You still can't see whatever it is at the moment, but you say all of those things as you move, and that is your turn. So, John.
Okay. So I'm gonna. I think I'll like scoop up a jagged kind of like outstretched palm-sized like flake of frost-shattered rock,
Okay.
and
Plenty of them around.
yep. Like I'll move forwards a bit to be like I'll move forwards my full speed to 30 feet to be closer to where it comes down.
Yep.
And I'll keep an eye on the rock and dodge for now.
Okay. So you're in dodge.
Yep.
All right. Sulfur. What would you like to do?
How far away is she from it?
She's back where you were, so she's about 30 feet behind you, and she's 10 feet lower than you.
She has 40 feet of movement.
Okay, so she could get 10 feet in front of you if that's where you're sending her. Is she going up the sides, or is she going to remain in the pass?
Okay, so she's going to come up and she's going to stand behind me so that any projectiles are going to hit me before they hit her.
Okay. All right then. So that's her turn.
And she's going to howl angrily
All right then.
in a menacing manner.
Feel free to make an intimidation check with Sulfur.
What is that? Charisma, right? Ah, she's going to -2 on that. Surely wolves should have higher. 11.
Ooh, natural 20 in response.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
just whatever this creature is. It's just like, no, it's a puppy.
Puppy! Which, funnily enough, as Sulfur's turn ends, you briefly hear some angry shouting, and then as Sulfur's howl comes to a close, you see another head poke up. This one looks different to the first one you saw. And it goes, "Oh, puppy!" But you don't get that. You do. Because it says this in Orcish.
Oh.
And
That's
so do
me.
you.
Aha.
The two of you understand this. As it
Yeah.
goes, puppy! In Orcish.
Oh no.
And you see 2 heads at the same time pop up
Oh no.
as this creature stands. You see it is a 2-headed creature,
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
bigger than a normal human, and it is going to run towards the closest person. As you see it
Yeah.
stands, you see just about above its shoulders,
Yeah.
above the rock outcrop. And you see it turn and start to run around, and then it comes out onto the sloping area. And as it does so, this is a very large creature, about the size of Sariel. You've encountered hill giants in the past. It's probably
So it's
size of or slightly larger than a hill giant.
So kind of like Eden sized.
Yeah, about that size, yeah. And it has 2 heads, and as it comes out, it is wielding what looks to be a spiked mace in one hand and some other form of jagged club in the other. As it is going to run all the way towards you, Sariel, because you are the closest to it. and then it is going to take 2 attacks. So,
Bring it, ugly.
that is an 18 and a 15 to hit.
Both miss.
They both hit.
They both hit. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Why are my dice not organized? There we go.
Why did I take the list?
You just went mute.
You did just go mute.
Can you speak again?
Hello?
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
never mind.
there we go.
If it helps, I heard some weird clicking sound on your end.
That was my dice, I
was,
think.
That was Oscar.
No.
You
I
take...
was cracking a
it
knuckle.
just happened again. And
Oh.
your camera flickered.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that's
14
Exciting.
damage on the
That's
first,
a feature.
and
Fuck you.
18 damage on the second.
Oh, look at that. I'm dead.
As it runs towards you, lumbering.
Oh, look at
As
that.
it goes,
How much did you say for the second?
18 on the second.
That's not a good laugh.
What level are we?
Yeah.
High enough.
Michael. And for everybody watching at home.
Ooh! Ooh!
You have 6. Oh, shiza.
Yep.
If Oscar adds together the 2 attacks he just had, what's the total?
14 and 18, that's 32.
Oh, well, you know what?
Cool.
Oh boy.
Ooh!
Yep.
That's painful to look at.
You're the worst type of friend.
I am. I am the worst type of
It
friend.
does say a lot.
The DM friend.
Yeah.
The DM friend.
It runs towards you, and you see as it runs, as it comes out onto the sloped
This is
ground
where
and
I'm
runs
just like,
towards you.
I am part barbarian. I would like to rage.
One of the heads turns towards the other. Like they look at each other for a brief moment while it's running towards you, and says, "Last time we did this, it didn't turn out well." And then they run towards you, and the other one's like, "It doesn't matter." And then they go wham, wham, and smash you with the 2 attacks. And that is its turn. Archibald, it's your turn.
Cool. This rather large target seems like a good target for this. Just
Yes.
having a look. Just having a look, seeing what I
a
want
look.
to do.
I'm really glad I didn't.
Hey,
I'm really glad I didn't send Sulfur 10 feet ahead of me.
yeah.
And now I understand the
Yeah, maybe
expression when you said if that's what I want to do.
Because I don't actually have something. I thought I did, but I.
I didn't roll an insight check on you.
Just gonna point at it and be like, "Bad beastie, make a Constitution saving throw." Wait, hold on. No, that's me. Never mind.
You roll
I'm
it.
not used to making other people. I'm not used to rolling myself
You roll
for
a
attacks.
saving throw.
Oh no!
No.
What's my spellcasting modifier?
+5.
Oh no! It's 7 to hit.
7 doesn't hit,
boy.
unfortunately.
Cool. That was a 2nd level spell.
Oh.
Can I have casted that through my wand retroactively?
The look. The
You
cocky
pointed out at-
motherfucker look. Look at
Not
that.
this time.
I would like to rage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes, it's my fucking turn.
Okay. Good.
I'm just at this point. I'm just cursing at it. I'm using some of the colourful language I picked up last night.
Okay. He was standing there towering over Sariel, having just beaten her down with these 2 huge clubs.
Yeah, so that was Rave Enfeeblement. Had I gotten that off, he would have taken half damage from all his weapon attacks next round. But because I'm terrible at my job and Josh's dice betrayed me,
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Josh's
have,
fault.
I'm gonna have to put
Dry.
all the blame on Josh here
Yeah.
and say I'm sorry for your death.
You know what? I'm gonna yes and that. I am sorry. For your
You know, Archibald,
Yes.
And
if you let me die, you have to put up with the worst puppy dogs for the rest of your life.
Well,
Because out of the 3 remaining people, you know who she's attaching.
it's true.
Oh, I'm
That's
disappointed.
fine.
And she is going to whine and cry and whimper and pee herself all around you.
On that note, who's next turn?
You.
Prestidigitation.
Silkus, what would you like to do?
You better not let me die.
It's not like I wanted to. It's just Josh's dice rolled terribly.
No,
The
she's fucked either way.
max I can
Okay.
do, but dealing my stress.
What?
Again.
I'm going to take out. I got my wand, throw it up, twist the handle, reveals the gem,
Yep.
and it's smoldering powdered iron. As
Okay.
I sling that iron to the giant and cast reduce.
Okay. I like it.
Really?
So, is that a that's a
Yes.
saving throw, yeah?
No, it just happens, man. And
Uh-huh.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Con saving throw.
Since when did you make a mystic?
What's the DC?
Never you mind. 13.
13.
Yeah.
Well,
Magic missile.
unfortunately,
Yeah, I knew it was a long
he
shot.
rolled a 5.
Whoa! What's the plus though? What's the plus?
So it was 2 plus 3. So,
Yes.
uh,
It's now our size.
the two-headed giant.
Hang on it.
Suddenly, Sariel looking up at it
Oh.
after it's smashed those clubs down on you, it goes, and it is now you're staring
No.
at in the 4 eyes.
How note when he does that, it goes like this, then that, then that. So like dotted lines, you can almost picture it.
I would like to use my reaction to bully it.
And I'm just going to. I'm going to move back 30 feet.
Okay, so what does that affect? On it?
Okay, so this is the effects on him. His target size is half all dimensions and its width, and is reduced 1/8 of normal. This reaction, one
1/8
side.
of normal.
Yeah, the
It's
reduction
one
decrease.
side,
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's wait.
Medium to small example, so large to medium.
Yeah.
Until the spell ends, the target also has disadvantage on strength checks, strength saving throws. The target's weapon also shrinks to match its new size. While these
Yeah,
weapons are
quarter club.
reduced, the target's attacks with them deal 1d4 less damage. This can't reduce the damage below 1, so it's still 1.
1d4 less
Can
damage. on
I
all
roll the
attacks.
d4?
Sure.
Thank you.
So,
Make it a 4.
with that,
It's
use
better
your
be a
rigged one.
4
And
every time.
where did I just... Yeah.
I literally cannot take another 30 damage.
As we come back to the top of the initiative count...
Well,
Neither can I.
I can take away +4.
Ah, that's good. So, you watch it shrink, and Sariel, as you stand there watching it shrink, make a dexterity saving throw.
Am I about to hate you?
No, it's gonna explode.
It erupts into a fireball.
17.
17. Sariel, you feel the ground shift under your feet, and you kind of steady yourself briefly and jump back as the now reduced Etten there, standing with its 2 heads, looking very confused, just goes vroom, down the slope and ends up in the middle of the pass in front of the 3 of you. As
bitch.
I moved back.
as the ground underneath it with my 85 on the D100 just goes and it takes it with it.
The ground got reduced.
Yeah,
exactly.
On the ground.
It was already unstable, and then it ran out there, and now shit's happening. As it's reduced, it's just gone in the avalanche. And
As
it's now
I
at the
planned it.
I am
it's now
still insulting it.
at
I'm
the
still
bottom
bullying it.
of the pass. And Sariel, it would be your turn, but what we're going to do is go to break right now.
Oh!
So, we'll be back shortly to continue this fight. Yeah, see you
Tiny can't even walk straight properly. Damn it! Shut up. Kick it in its face as it's lying there.
It's just like, at least I can remember. How do you know? Everything is awkward.
Everything is awkward.
weird when you're part of a team.
Especially
Welcome
if
back,
you're a-
everybody, to
you're an
Max to
invert.
Doubled, episode 9. I didn't say that at the very start.
Yep.
That is what episode it is.
Technically, it's episode 9.5 because we just halfway
Where are my
through.
notes? Oh, they're there. Hidden. There we go.
And
Yeah, it is episode 9.
Use a chop. There we go.
And we're going to resume the battle. The battle has been resumed. Sariel,
Good.
having just been
Had the
Charged
little
by-
shit kicked out of me.
having just been charged by a
I don't know
two-headed
what to do with that otherwise.
dual great club wielding giant,
will-
smashed to bits, and it then falling in an avalanche rock slide down into the middle of the path.
Does it take damage?
And in the
falling
process,
damage?
taking, yes, since I didn't do this previously.
3d8.
Yeah, there we go.
3d8 crushing damage.
So it's landed
No.
like basically at my feet, right?
Well, actually, Glenn's not entirely wrong. If it was an avalanche, it should be taking sort of. I've been stabbed by lots of little rocks, damn it.
It did take a
Or
lot of
bludgeon.
damage from 3d6. Okay, so it only takes 4.
Just remember, it's half its size.
Yeah,
Therefore, it takes double
No.
falling damage.
So it
No.
takes 8 times the d6.
Sariel, what would you like to do having seen this?
Swear very loudly in Infernal and enlarge Archibald's knowledge of swear words in Infernal. And then cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, go for it.
I
How
like.
much do you gain back?
God's hell is
Huh?
a
How much do you gain back?
angry person.
I haven't rolled it yet. I'm praying.
I like the mental image of you just swearing in Infernal and then yelling down to me, "That means cock gobbler."
Effectively, I would. What is
Oh.
4 and 7? It's 11, right?
11,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm in double digits.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your turn? You gonna
And
move?
then, no. Hey,
And then...
I'm going to move slightly so I know that I'm on
So you know you're on what? Sorry?
You muted a little.
stable ground.
Stable ground. Okay. No worries. I'll get you...
And
Oh.
And?
Oh.
I'm a hunter's mark, the bastard.
Hey! Okay.
Hey.
I'm gonna get you to make a survival check for me, please.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just gonna let me do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah.
no. Yeah, no, mate.
No, mate.
16.
16. Okay. You move on to what seems to be fairly stable ground.
Oh, that wasn't for the spell. That was for the stable ground. I'm good with that.
Yes, that was for that. The hunter's mark connects. You now have the Etten marked. John,
Okay.
it's your turn.
So the end's like basically fallen down right at my feet.
Yeah, it's currently prone
Kick it
in
in
the
the
middle
face.
of the path, and because you were in front,
Yeah.
it is now. It's like 15 feet ahead of you, but
Okay.
it's
I'd say fuck him up, but he's already pretty fucked up. So fix him. Kick him the other way.
Kick him into healing.
So yeah, I'm gonna rage and rush forwards and go.
Hey.
You know, you were probably right about this attack, and I'm gonna smack the cautious head in the face with my rock.
okay. Go for it.
Hey.
Roll your attack.
I'm waiting for I'm going to rip one head off and bash it with the other one.
Oh no.
Oh, that was bad.
Ooh.
He's
prone
lying
though.
down.
He's prone.
That was with
Yeah,
advantage
that's with advantage.
Ah, of course it is.
already.
Do you want to make it reckless?
It
So you
So
have
I don't. It
double
won't
advantage?
apply.
It
unfortunately.
doesn't
You won't
double
get double
up,
advantage.
but
Yeah.
I wish.
So that is just a 10.
10 It doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Yep.
As it like rolls over, sees you coming, and goes, "Ah!" And like as you go for one head, the head's like split. They go like that, and you go right between them.
What are you, the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah.
So I'm
It's a
pretty
quick run.
sure-
Looking for two
Oh, it doesn't matter.
tiny
Yep.
dragons riding this.
It's
That's
the
the
end
end
of
of
my
my
turn. You do have a bonus attack. Oh no,
So
you
kind of-
raged.
kind of
Yeah,
dragged
okay.
him.
Can he use his movement to literally run over it? Surely that'll do some damage.
Sulfur. What would Sulfur like to do?
She's gonna bite it.
Okay, so she's
And
gonna run back
because
down.
he's within 5 feet, she gets advantage.
She does.
Yeah, pack
So
tactics.
she's going to run down to the bottom and she's going to
So unnecessarily
attack.
aggressive.
Roll your attacks.
I'll wait for my turn.
Another natural 20.
Okay.
No, she got 2 17s.
Oh, that's not
Hey,
bad.
that's good though.
So that is
They hit.
21.
Yeah, they hit.
I wish I could cast through Mage Hand.
So,
So what's that damage?
That'd be amazing.
What is her?
I picture
Oh,
Mage
that's like
Hand like
pencil.
the genie's hand from Aladdin.
Hmm.
Do you know what's funny is it says that if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be,
Or be knocked
knocked
prone. Yeah.
So she does 4 damage.
4 more damage.
Go, baby, go.
Oh man.
Okay. Is that her turn?
She's going to growl
Okay.
because
As a
they called her a
bonus action.
puppy.
Roll an intimidation check.
He is shrunk, yeah. Same size.
10.
10.
They still
Okay.
don't find it very scary.
It is now the Ettin's turn, and you see the head split. Sulfur runs up and bites it in the thigh, and one of the heads goes, "Ah!" and the other one looks towards you and says, "Did you say that in Orcish or did you say that in Common when you?"
I think I probably wouldn't. Actually, no. I heard it in. I would have said it in Gridalian, so close to Orcish, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it would recognize it. It's a pretty
Yeah.
close dialect. The other head, the not so cautious one,
Yeah.
looks over and says, "Well, you'll find out." And then it's going to try and get up, and it's going to half of its movement to get up, and then it's
Yep.
going to make 2 attacks against you,
Yep.
which is
hold
natural
on.
20.
But if we go with the thing,
It's
Okay.
that. It's
This is
damage.
damage,
right?
not the not
not
the
20
attack.
though. So
Yeah,
minus,
now decide.
Now
Minus-
decide. I had to make this.
minus
Yeah.
8, so 12.
And the other one is a 18 to
Not
hit.
how it works.
It
though.
should though.
So both hit. Okay.
Hold on, that second one though is the minus 4.
So
Remember that.
John might be
I'm good.
So
I'll be
it's not to
fine.
hit,
I'm
right? It's
sure.
just
Yeah,
damage?
just the damage.
Okay, good.
I'm
I'm
just-
double checking actually
'cause-
now.
it took
Oh,
me
sure.
down to 4
Yeah, damage.
It's
without
fine.
a crit.
It's fine. He can't
Hold
put
on.
me down.
The disadvantage.
Did hold on a second, mister.
Yeah.
You have disadvantage on strength-based attacks.
I do. So the first one's an 18,
You do?
and the second one.
Okay.
It says it there.
Oh, the second one is only a
No,
12.
these-
Does that hit?
No, hold
That's a
on.
miss.
That's a miss.
Disadvantage on strength checks and
Oh,
stuff. No,
okay.
that was straight.
Never
roll, so-
mind.
It's a natural
So,
20.
so they both
Okay.
hit.
So take the
Yeah.
damage.
So
But damage.
what? So roll your negative for.
But if it's a crit, then we minus on 8 then, because you're rolling the damage.
Roll your negatives for both attacks.
Damn it.
First one, natural 20. Go for it.
Alright.
Ah!
4.
4. Okay, hold on. So that is
We start with the minus. So minus 4 plus.
What, 37?
Oh, shiza.
34.
Minus half because of your age.
Oh.
Halved because you're raging. Because it
So
is
17.
regular slashing damage.
Yeah.
So 17,
Damn it.
and then the second
And
one.
1 for the other one.
1, but I still have to roll for this one. My d8s are going again. There they are. Oh! 20. 20 damage on the
Minus
second one.
1.
Halved to 10.
halved
And
10.
half. Yeah.
That's after the minus one. Is that?
20 was minus 1.
Okay.
So,
Just I had to get that in.
so
there.
10 damage. So
And
17
the
and
second
10.
spell
So that's
slot.
a total of 27 damage.
Yeah.
And then I was going to see you take this and not really flinch from its two. Well, it's normally massive clubs,
Yeah.
and now it's just kind of swinging them wildly at you, looking you in the eyes, and it's not used to this.
Yeah.
And it is going to kind of scramble backwards and then move back about 15 feet. You do get an attack of
Oh,
opportunity.
cool.
Oh, good. That's actually really good for me. Oh my.
And I miss
Okay.
it.
Oh no.
I really think
Oh,
we need
no.
you need new dice. I want you to have new
Michael
dice.
needs a weapon that we can trick him into thinking isn't a weapon. Let's give him a really big lollipop made out of something really solid and tell him that it's just really old.
It's not going to make me any more likely to hit things.
That is its turn.
Alright.
Archibald, it's now your turn.
Hey.
It's just run away from John, and I'm like, ha! Look at you running like a little bitch. Hey, I wonder which one of you feels this. And I'm gonna shoot 3 magic missiles through the wand at its junk.
Oh. Oh god.
So you're throwing that as third.
Now, can I ask you to specify left, right, or both?
All 3.
Bong, bong, bong.
So dunk dunk.
Yeah.
It's the triangle.
Okay.
Well, they're not going to miss.
So as they connect,
I'm picturing.
the first one hits the left, and the right head goes, oh, and the second one hits the right, the left head goes, ah, and then they both hit, and both heads, they like, in their pain, suddenly turn their heads and they conk heads.
I'm
Roll your damage.
Dude, I'm picturing it's like Simpsons where Moe's like getting attacked by the birds. Like, oh, not the face, not the face. Goes for the dick. It's like, okay, the face, okay, the face.
Oh my god.
Wow, nice.
So that's
Wow.
12.
12 damage. 12? Is it plus?
Yeah, it's on a 3.
Plus
yeah,
a third.
it's plus 1 each dart.
Okay. So
Wait, not the
12
modifier.
more.
It doesn't have a modifier type.
Yeah.
What's your
It's
modifier?
plus 1. It's
Oh,
1d4
sorry.
plus
Yeah.
1 for each dart.
And I would like you to roll a
Have you
D100,
nerfed?
please.
Have you nerfed
I
his
have.
stick? That's probably implied to say.
63.
63. Okay. Nothing happens.
Oh. It has to get a 69 then.
It has to be 60.
Something nice.
Okay, hold on. There it is. Joking. 28. What if I told you
I
about
like
that?
that you made him like choke on his water fart.
I know. God damn it.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Silkus.
Right. I'm just like, when he fell down, I'm like, oh, that works. And
Just do
I.
that. I'll take that.
How far am I away from everyone? I did run back. but-
You ran backwards slightly, right?
no,
so-
30 feet.
All the way, 30
It's
feet.
fucking giant.
Then you are 30 feet away. 'Cause
Yeah.
you were taking up the rear
But
of the party
has
at the time.
Sorel moved further than 30 feet away?
Oh yeah, she's moved forward. She moved forward 20 feet and then up the hill or the diagonal another 10 feet. So it's at this stage.
Yeah, but then I've moved on to stable ground, so that
You
could've
have
probably-
now, but the distance from where everyone started,
So she's
the-
30 feet plus.
she is
Who's within 30 feet of me?
about 40 feet away from you.
Just you?
No.
You're
Yeah.
obviously not.
No
it
one's
would be
within
just,
30 feet.
It would be just Archibald, right?
If you move
How
forward,
far
you'll
is-
have people within 30 feet.
God, yeah. But
You
how
can get
far is
everyone
the
within-
giant from me now?
It's about
Be 75?
it's
It's just a normal.
60 feet.
How?
It's about 60 feet ahead of you.
How's the hill normal? I'm going to walk up till I'm 60 feet from it.
You're already 60 feet from it, but yeah.
I thought I was further.
It's about 60 feet away.
Oh, sorry. Okay, in that case, seeing it, I'm just gonna. Ice shard forms around it, and I fling it down and cast Ice Knife.
Okay.
Far
Roll
from
attack.
you, so.
I like this spell. This is a good spell. I
it's
have
a
good memories
fucking-
from this
it's a
spell.
great one.
You know, I really believe you when you say stuff like that. Oh no.
So how's 9 do ya?
9 unfortunately misses. However,
However, hit or miss, the shard then explodes.
now
Make
the
a dex.
target itself, does the target take damage?
Target and each creature within 5 feet.
Okay.
So, take
dex saving throw.
dex, yeah.
That is an 8.
That would not do it then.
No, it would not.
Nope. So it takes the full brunt of this cold damage, which is 6 points cold.
6 more points of cold.
And
Okay.
I just used the chip.
All right.
And I'm going to... A quick... Can I get like a sense of if
Nothing's
it's...
quick.
Wow.
That's a compliment.
He called me
Could be a compliment.
dumb. No, he called me slow.
Wow. That's the line you mess up on?
I didn't purposely mean... Anyway.
Josh, take your damn turn.
What would you
Someone
like to
turn
do?
off our mic.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, then I'm going to...
Excuse me.
I'm then going to... I've lost track of my thoughts. I'm then going to how do I sense like it's like its emotion? Is it intimidated?
Make an insight check.
Thank you.
Pained,
Is it?
dismayed.
Alright, that's the one I roll alright with. 13.
Seems angry, but more angry at itself than anyone else.
Alright, I'm going. Oh no! I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's just my turn. I'll stay there. I'll stay there.
Which brings us back to
I'm angry with myself.
Sariel.
Oh.
It is your turn.
I'm a shoot it.
Okay, make your attacks.
I think you just get one, don't I?
Do you?
Maybe.
I thought you had 2.
No, Rangers get another one at 5th.
Okay, never mind.
I can't remember.
Make whatever attack you make.
It's like he's only
Well-
hasn't played for so long.
I'm a not hit it.
You need to get back in the game.
What was that? What was it?
An 8.
Oh, you guys aren't rolling very well at all, are you?
That's why I've just taken rolling out of my
Yeah.
character. It's
Yeah.
all on you, buddy.
It is all
What was
me.
your first attack?
Unfortunately, I'm rolling
Wait.
that well.
I will burn you alive.
Well, I'll just.
I'm going to try to get off the. If I can get
Cool
down
down with
onto
ice knife.
the actual path, I'm going to try to get off the
You can. That's no issue.
say surface,
That's no problem. You're able to do that.
and that will be my turn.
Okay. John.
Alright, you are not getting away,
alright.
asshole. And I'll like,
Is its movement reduced because it took a couple of
Oh,
magic
that-
missiles?
It's hobbling. It's not having a good time.
Nah, it's, the only thing that reduces movement is frostbite.
No,
No, that's disadvantage on this.
I'm just thinking, you get shot in the nuts with 12 force damage. You're not going to be able to walk properly.
so as I'm charging forward, I'll like have a second wind and a sudden surge of strength.
Uh-huh. Oh, and there it goes. And a sudden surge of dice off the
Extremely
table.
cocked.
Cocked as hell.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So that's
That's
not a
a
great second wind, but
D.
whatever.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. I'm like, that's not a D20.
And I'll rush forward and try to smack him in the back of the head.
Okay, roll your attack.
Oh,
That's better. That's a 17.
That hits. That does hit.
There
So,
we go.
how much damage? You're using a rock, right? So,
Yep.
yeah, straight D6.
Oh, D6?
D6, yeah.
Sure.
Because you picked up, you did specify at the time it was kind of like a jagged rock.
Yeah.
So go for
is that the same roll?
Yes, it is.
it. So 3 damage, plus
Fire.
rage, plus,
So 10 damage.
so 10 damage. So that's,
Not bad.
okay, not too bad.
What damage did what Sulfur did with her bite?
Speaking of,
Speaking of, if that's your turn,
That's my turn.
Sulfur.
She's
Is
gonna
that-
bite it.
Okay, she's going to
Ah.
chase after it once again. By the way, actually, really quickly, you can roll an opportunity attack for Sulfur. I forgot
Oh.
about that. Because it did run away, and I forgot that she was there at the time.
nice.
What do I add to that?
It's her regular bite attack.
It's a 14.
Hits.
Did not expect that. Okay. So she does 4.
4 damage, okay.
Wait. Did they have to do a DC strength save throw for that? let's not do
Yes,
that, 'cause that's too
actually.
much.
And
It's
No,
also-
that's too much effort.
No, it's
It
true.
changes everything that happens later.
I'm just going to retcon it and have it happen now, which is fine, because it hasn't moved since. So,
Disadvantage.
and you did hit it. I'll get you a roll at
Okay,
D20.
so it has to
If
do
it's
the
a nat
DC's 11
20, then,
strength.
yeah.
And don't you have a disadvantage on strength?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
yes. So,
Oh, wow.
a natural 19 and a natural 1.
Yeah, you're prone.
So Sulfur runs up. Well, sorry, as it goes to run away from John, Sulfur ankle bites it and yanks it off its feet, and it falls prone. And now Sulfur
Almost feel
gets
sorry
her
for
turn.
this thing. Almost.
It's got
22.
advantage.
22
Yep.
hits. Yep.
That's without advantage. So-
It is with advantage, so if you want to roll another one, in
Roll
case you
again,
crit.
see if you crit.
No, that was 5.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your damage?
3.
3 damage. You're not. Are you adding anything to this or?
Yeah, so it's a. Wait. I should have been rolling 2d4 this whole time.
Oh well.
Jesus.
Is it 2d4 plus her strength?
Yeah, so add another 2 points to that.
So 5 damage for that attack.
Yeah, so it's 2d4 plus 2, and the original roll just then was.
Okay.
But I only rolled a d4.
Okay.
All of those times that she's bit someone. Even when she was fighting the cockatrice.
Well, and you still managed to destroy those. So.
Yeah.
So as Sulfur runs up once he actually moves around, takes another bite at it, the heads are turning to each other and they're still arguing. One of them is kind of hiding from Sulfur's attacks, while the other one like glares at it and berates it for
Feeling pity for this thing.
getting us into this situation. Essentially, it is going to try once again to stand back up and take a couple hits at. It's going to take one at you and one at Sulfur.
It's gonna miss.
Half its turn. Half its
Fool.
movement. You, Sulfur.
Yeah. Gonna miss.
Oh, that's a 16 to hit you,
That's a hit.
and an 11 to hit Sulfur.
Ah, it does not hit her!
So the hit against
Yeah.
you
Her
does
armor class is 13.
take your D4.
Yes, that's me.
D4.
4.
9 damage halved to 4.
Yep.
For you, as it stands
And
up
you're
once
raging.
again. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, he's just,
Half,
he's just
9
staying.
damage halved to 4.
He's just staying in the back, that's all.
And it is once again going to try and move away the remainder of its movement.
Does she get another opportunity?
Both of you get another opportunity attack.
Yeah.
It is not liking being so small.
Well, you know.
She misses.
Should have thought of that before he was so big.
It's
What
a 7. She
7.
misses.
Okay, and yours was a
9.
9. Okay, yeah, both
These
miss.
opportunity attacks are not working.
Archibald, as it runs away once again, it's getting further and further away, 20 feet every time.
Hey, I wasn't sure. I didn't get much of a reaction from you guys. What do you feel when I do this again?
No!
I want to cast Reduce again.
Doing the same thing again.
Yep.
Oh, this thing's not having kids. You're gonna
5,
survive this fight.
8, 11
He ain't
damage.
surviving the fight.
11
And that was
damage.
through my wand.
Roll a d100.
Hell yeah. 65.
Nothing happens.
I'm getting closer though. 4 more rounds.
Yeah, exactly. 11 damage, okay. Is that your turn? You're gonna move. It is getting further and further away, so.
Yeah, I think I'll move
Quick question:
closer. Yeah.
should her opportunity attack proc pack tactics?
Any attack, right? I believe so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, you can roll. You can roll with advantage if you like to retake the attack.
You know,
Okay.
I rolled a 2 that time. So.
I'm just gonna. Hey, Silkus. Let's just walk closer to it at a leisurely pace. It's not like it can run anymore. A, because it's so small, and B, because, well, those things are hanging on by a thread at this point.
It's quite a shame of it, yes.
I rolled a dex save, by the way, for it to not fall prone when you hit it in the nads.
Yeah.
And then I just rolled a con save. It rolls a natural 16 and a natural 18 for both of them. So it's still going.
So it's still up,
Expanding, and it's still moving at full speed, but only barely.
and it's just barely
It's like
not throwing
squeaking
up.
every time it's like.
The heads are alternating squeaking. It takes a step forward and one head squeaks, and it takes another step forward and the other head squeaks. What
My
would you like
turn?
to do?
So how far away is it?
At this point, it's about. You haven't moved. You did.
I
didn't move
moved.
last
You
turn
didn't-
at all.
I was within
So-
60 feet originally.
So you didn't move, right?
Yeah.
No.
Because you didn't have to.
No.
Okay, so it, at this point is about 80 feet away from you.
80 feet. I'm going to walk up 20 feet, so I'm within 60.
Yep.
And I am going to...
It's just scrambling. It's just like every time it gets up and swings wildly, it's getting back down.
I'm going to send a message. I'm going to cast message.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast message to. I'm gonna cast message to John.
Okay.
I say, look, it looks like it's trying to run away. It probably won't have a second. Won't probably come back for seconds. I think just let it go. It's kind of pitiful seeing it just cower away. It's just sad. You
You
I
can
think
reply.
the reply that
you can reply.
you get from me is something along the lines of, "I'm not letting this Hiram McDaniel's asshole get out of here alive." 'Cause I am still raging.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
I was expecting like a whole growl, you know, like a
You know, I completely agree.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, is it that they're in the? It's down the path we're meant
It's
to
now,
go
yeah,
in?
it's now running like down the palace,
And we have to
So
go that way.
You have to go that way, but it is like, it doesn't look necessarily like it's retreating just yet, but it is intimidated by the fact that it's small and it is just
Yeah.
trying to get away at this stage.
Well, I've used my action. Bonus action. I'm going to find a rock and sit.
Okay. Silkus walks over and kind of, you don't
Sits
find a rock
on
to
top
sit
of
on,
it.
but you
I-
just kind of lean against the wall. You can see it
I
still.
lean,
You're still
I
within
lean
range.
against it. I have my cane there. I'm just kind of leaning like that.
You're still
I'm
60
just-
feet away from
yeah.
it.
And
You're
I'm
still there.
watching. I'm watching. I'm just kind of like.
Yeah. Okay. John, it's now your turn. You received the message.
Yep. What happened to Sariel?
Actually.
Oh, sorry.
question.
Yeah, I misread. Ha! My bad.
Quick question. Actually, could I have done an idea of a persuasion check against him?
It's John.
Against John?
It's up to him. So
Well, he did disagree. So could I try?
He's
persuasion
raging.
versus- Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, I don't mind doing disadvantage.
I think that
he,
I am-
I don't think it would get through a raid.
I'm like kind of angry enough that persuasion's not really the right thing to be using.
It's more
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna.
No.
It's performance.
It's up to him whether or not he agrees
Yeah.
with the sentiment. Like,
That's alright.
obviously, Michael
like-
understands what you're trying to do, and so if
You're
Oh.
right,
John would,
but
Well, that's
John
why
won't
persuasion
acknowledge
would
it.
I
Be
know.
the case then. No, that's okay. That's cool.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sariel,
I'm gonna shoot it.
shoot it.
Oh, I feel sorry for this thing, but also not.
21.
It hits. It is scrambling so hard trying to get away from these.
9.
9? Is that plus Hunter's
Kills.
Mark?
Hunter's mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so total of 9
And then-
damage.
And then I'm gonna be like, you.
What did you say, sorry?
I warned you.
Oh. In what language are you saying that?
Common.
Okay. It gives you a bit of a puzzled look. Doesn't seem to
So it
understand
doesn't
what you said.
understand common. Perfect.
Doesn't seem to. John,
Can I say it angrily enough that the sentiment gets across?
it just hears shouted words in a language it doesn't understand.
I'm gonna run to catch up and
Yep, which is only 20 feet,
Yeah.
so yep.
yeah, I'll give it another try with advantage. I'll use my reckless attack.
Okay.
Oh.
If you can keep the dice on the table.
I'll allow that.
Okay. So that is a 23 to hit.
That hits. You can roll your d6.
Oh, yeah,
Because
it's
you're using the
D6.
rock still. Much better.
Okay, that's nice. So that is a 13.
13.
And then, as my bonus action, I'm going to grapple him.
Okay.
So I've got advantage on this.
And he has disadvantage
Oh.
because of...
Is that a double
Disadvantage.
1?
Nope, it's a 7.
Oh,
He has disadvantage.
So
he
12.
does. He does.
The athletics
Wait, is it a strength save? Because didn't you say he has
disadvantage.
Yeah.
minus? No?
Yeah,
Or is
strength
it
checks
just the
which would
disadvantage?
cover
Just
athletics.
disadvantage.
Okay.
So just disadvantage. That's all it is.
9. So,
Hmm.
with that, John, you run up, you bash it over one of the heads with your rock again, and then you grab its arms and pin it there. And it's now grappled, its movement speed is reduced to 0, and John has it pinned. So, Sulfur,
It's gonna bite it
okay,
in the foot.
into foot.
22.
Hits.
6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
And does it need to do a saving throw?
This
for
is
that?
this one of the this is the attack that applies.
Yeah. Must succeed.
It does, but it's going to do it with advantage because John is currently like holding it there.
Hold it.
I mean,
Well,
I think
no, because it has to be done
Wow.
with disadvantage, so you should just do it straight.
Get wrecked, son.
Twice this
Sorry.
has happened.
I'm
It
gonna
has to be done
gonna
with
re-roll that
disadvantage,
because
I will point out that given the choice, I think I would kind of go down with it in a sense to get it to go down.
natural 1, which beat out a natural 20 on the save.
Well, because it
That's fine.
has disadvantage normally.
John's going with it, so
Shouldn't it just be-
John's allowing it to happen, which means it's straight disadvantage because of Silkus's reduce. If John was just trying to hold it, it would be a regular. But I rolled with disadvantage and I rolled a nat 20 and that one.
Oh, see, now you can climb on top of its chest, punch the shit out of it.
So it is now prone again. As Sulfur bites it and pushes it over with John attached. And it is its turn. And with that, it's going to throw to the side its weapons, and then one hand's going to go over one head, and the other hand's going to go over the other head, and it is going to cower there, protecting its faces from your punches.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's its whole turn. It's going to dodge, essentially.
Okay.
And Archibald, what would you like to do?
It's not protecting its nuts, just saying.
Just,
It's not.
just gonna start rubbing my hands together. It's run a bit away from me, and then it's been crash tackled. And one of Glenn's favourite scenes from all of 90s TV is when the dude tries to steal something from Teal'c from Stargate, and Teal'c just like picks up a rock and just pegs it, just like flies through the air for a minute, and nails the guy on the head.
Dunk.
So Archibald's just gonna like create a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy. For gits and shigs, I'm gonna make it thunder.
Okay.
Give it 3. I'm gonna give it 3 holes so I can bowling ball this thing. I'm just balling a chromatic orb all the way down to him.
Roll your attack.
Natural 20. Natural 16. I'll take it.
Hits. Roll your damage.
3d8. 4. 10. 12.
12 damage.
12 thunder damage.
12 thunder damage.
Right at its nads.
Well,
God.
how would you like to do this?
Noises.
It's just... I'd like it to, as it's being held down and cowering, it starts to hear a rolling noise, and it's just like, what the hell? Oh god! And then it just like rolls in there, stops like an inch away, and then BOOM!
So, as Archibald
And then I'd like
10-pin bowls this chromatic orb, this thunder orb, towards the Etten. John, you hear as well behind you this, and then you see one of the heads of the Etten come up, look. Its eyes go wide. You don't understand why at the moment. Its eyes go wide. It turns to the other head and goes, ah! And then the ball stops and goes, and it the energy surges up through its body, and John, you feel a bit of a buzz as it does, and the Etten goes still. Is there anything people would like to do right
Just
now?
like,
Well done, everyone.
Archibald, watch the loud noises. That hurts.
Well done.
Yeah, well,
Ow.
Congratulate yourselves.
make better choices, and maybe I'll watch loud noises.
You destroyed a cowering creature. Well done. Let's continue.
I thought it was going to be a walking day.
And I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna walk in. Going past it, I'm just gonna.
Has it gotten bigger now?
It's
Silkus
just-
has left concentration on it, and so the body does
concentration.
increase.
By the time I go past,
Yeah,
back
there you
up,
go.
and I continue walking.
Bouncy castle for John.
So, I'm going to limp over to somewhere I can sit against, and just sit.
Okay.
I am sore. I am tired. I am not moving for half an hour.
Okay. Short rest.
That
1 hour.
sounds good.
1 hour.
Whatever. I'm not moving until I feel better.
If you would all like, so because if you want to storm off a little bit and then take a short rest,
I
since
don't
your
know.
party is not Sariel's not following.
Yeah, I'll walk a little bit, and then I'll just wait till they catch up at some point.
Okay. So
I
is
assume-
everyone going to take a short
I
rest?
straight up
Yeah.
assume that they're just tearing apart the.
I'm gonna
hill
check out
giant.
the
That's all
spot
I'm
behind the
assuming.
rock just in case.
Okay.
Like, do they have anything in particular on them?
You roll investigation check.
Oh, 300 gold and the bones of a dragon.
12.
12. Obviously, they had the clubs and it's got
Yeah.
some rags on it itself. It does have hanging from its belt what looks like the corpse of a mountain goat or something
Yeah.
similar. Most of it stripped already, skinned, ready
Yeah.
to be eaten. And it does have a number of what look to be non-magical kind of beaded necklaces that hang
Yeah.
around its chins and its necks, both necks. But you don't find anything of magical value or
Okay.
if you'd like to take the weapons with you, of course you can. They are big now. They're quite big, but something you could take.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel better.
Everyone can take a short rest,
Okay.
and then
So let's do some short
Oh,
resting.
can I?
and then
How does one do wizard?
how does one do with it? You get a spell back, right?
You can. It's an ability or something. I can't remember what it is.
Let's have a look at the section marked Arcane Recovery.
Yep.
There you go. Can't remember.
That's
If it is
Dragonborn.
a short rest. I can't remember
That's
what
true.
it is.
I got myself almost
Keep
back
going.
to full HP.
Woo!
Keep on going.
Nice.
Hit die, so.
That's Warlock.
Okay.
Arcane Recovery. It's bookmarked.
I think that's actually because of Vithelin. I think that's because of Vithelin.
That's the funniest thing I've ever done, apparently.
Can we take a long rest? I just want.
You have learned to regain some of your magical energy by studying your spellbook. Once per day, when you finish a short rest, you can choose expended spell slots to recover. Your spell slots can have a combined level that is equal to or less than half of your wizard level, rounded up. That's 2.
2.
Hell yeah.
Which, hold on, does that mean?
So it could be 2 first level spells, 1 2 level spell, 1 second level spell,
1 2 level spell.
1 2 level spell. Shush.
1 2 spell.
Yeah.
Well, I've used, so I gain one of either, so I'll gain that second one back.
For example, if you're a 4th level wizard, you can recover up to 2 levels worth of spell slots.
Are we 4 level?
Oh damn.
Hit dice regained.
It's good, eh?
It's rounded up.
Oh, thank God.
Rounded up or down? Because it's like half, isn't it? When you take a long rest, you regain half of your expended hit.
Oh,
half of your hit dice.
I just say rounded up.
We're gonna
Okay.
take that short rest and, in real life.
We had a break.
I know. I didn't even know then.
Dude, why do you do this? Okay, so upon the conclusion of the short rest, you 4 catch up with Silkus, and you'll begin walking together. Silkus kind of moves off ahead as you all start walking further down the pass. At this point, it's about middle of the day. As you look up and you can see, you don't see the sun, but you see the angle of the shadows as they're coming in, and you can tell it's about midday. And looking ahead, whoever is looking ahead,
I'm assuming other people are too, but
Yeah.
everyone can see, but you think about it first, you realise first that the mountains are starting to get lower and lower ahead of you, and the pass is getting shorter and shorter. It seems like you're coming to the end of the pass. And
guys, I believe we are coming to the end of the
use
Gulf
that
of
all
Clifton
day.
Road.
Alright. Sorry, I can only do like a minute.
as you
Yeah, it looks like it.
as you continue walking further, Archibald brings up this point. Silkus, you hear them talking behind you, but you kind of
I'm
not
annoyed.
the happiest with them.
No,
How
not
can he? How does he miss everything while still being able to read? Like, he's not even looking up from the book once. It's so weird.
Maybe it's like an elf thing.
Yeah, maybe. I've been fully. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry, neither do I.
You start to get.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
You get to the point where there's sunlight now coming in.
Oh.
As the mountains around the pass lower, and the walls of the pass are now practically non-existent. It's just the gradual slope of mountains on either side. And as you kind of crest over a bit of a hill, you look down and you can see, first thing you see is a big body of water. And looking across it, you can see another coast going up. All the way on the other side, and it goes as far as you can see in both directions, left and right.
How wide?
You can barely see the coast.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
just on the horizon.
Yeah.
So, are we above sea level, or are we pretty
You're
close
above
to
sea level at this point.
So
You're looking
how-
down over.
high, roughly above sea level are we?
Probably about 20 meters. You're coming
How's
down on
the
a large
Wi-Fi?
slope right now.
Okay.
You've just
so
crested a
we're-
hill. You're about to come down a large slope.
How's
Right.
my Umbral connection?
Fine.
Ah, sweet. Good.
It's about 360 miles.
Quick maths.
Did you say 20 meters?
Checks out.
About 20 meters above sea level. So
Checks
it's
out.
you're on like a large hill.
And,
at the moment as
the
mountains
sea is
slope
in
up.
like the super distance?
The sea itself is right, but like the water
Oh,
itself is like
okay.
right below you, and you're on this
Okay.
large slope coming down.
I've
But the
misunderstood.
coast
Yeah.
is the other coast is on the other side.
That's what you meant.
Pretty much all the way on
Okay.
the horizon.
Yeah.
First thing you see is the water, and then the coast, and then
36 miles.
as you look within a closer range, you look right down below you, and just there, surrounding the shore, is a little town. It appears from this distance, you're not far out from it. It appears from this distance to be, it looks like a fishing town. There are some wharfs, some boats hanging around. Yep.
Quick note. Where was our smuggling's den?
It appears to be a fishing town, and you see some docks and some boats at the dock there.
Not
And
very
there
good
is,
smugglers if people know where they are.
as you
Josh.
kind of stop,
Good point.
as you kind of stop and take it all in, you do see one boat coming down the water
Yeah.
towards your direction. It's a ways off. It's going to take a while, but it does appear over to your left. And first thing you notice, John, you're particularly
like
attuned to this. The first thing you notice, John, is that it doesn't. You see it looks like a fishing town, but it doesn't smell like a fishing town.
It smells like carrots.
You get there, and there's no smell of fish. There's no none of the classic smells that you would get
Yeah.
with a thriving fishing market. What you do smell, however, roll a history check for me, and
Ballistic missiles. You're in.
just you.
Yeah. So that's
Smell the sweet, sweet smell of commerce.
9.
There is a sickly sweet aroma permeating the air where you are. You can't place it, but
Yeah.
a bit of a sickly sweet aroma.
Your dice are laid out differently. Like the numbers on them are different.
You
Sorry,
see people
that's-
moving around.
that's what I noticed.
You do see people moving around
Yeah.
within. Are you going to approach?
Yeah.
Path leads straight down to it. To your right, you can see that the mountains actually come all the way to the water, and on the left as well. Yep.
Is there signs of pestilences, disease?
It is still present.
Is it headed towards that village?
It seems to be.
Quite an obvious trail.
It does seem to
Okay.
be.
Secondly, I'm going to ask Sulfur if she smells that smell still.
Okay. Make a survival check for Sulfur.
Oh yeah, she's proficient.
Yeah.
It's like 11.
11?
Yeah.
She, at your request, she goes for a bit of a sniff around and does a back and forth across the path. She eventually picks it up and she seems pretty excited.
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 Like happy excited, or like, oh, I get to fight something.
Or she's
Happy,
busting
excited.
and she has to pee.
If it's Fenrir, why didn't you recognize it the first time?
She kind of looks at you and cocks her head. And if a wolf could shrug,
What seems to be the
Oh.
problem? What's the
I
problem?
think, obviously, can you guys see that she's excited? that she
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that's what that is.
I think
Didn't think you lost the memory of
the
what it
smell
does.
she was smelling was possibly a Fenrir smell, but she couldn't recognize that it was a Fenrir smell, and now she's literally like doing like a
That's kinda
at me
weird.
that she couldn't work it out before.
That's kind of weird considering. Wait,
I mean,
is
you,
he?
you said it was faint. I guess it might have been hard to recognize. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you put it in with Al's pestilence, easy smell, and probably the smell of that creature back there,
Yeah.
she'd be
Yes,
overpowered.
I don't mean to rush the conversation, but Sulfur is currently moving towards the town.
A quick question. We are going the direction. We're not going the direction where Fenrir was originally going.
you don't. I mean, when you left Chimeria, Fenrir
Yeah.
had headed. The last time you heard about Fenrir, he'd headed
Yeah.
south from the infirmary.
So we are.
You don't know where he went from there. People saw him. The people at the infirmary, or the medic at the infirmary, saw him go south,
And
but you
we've
don't know where he
gone-
went from there. And that
We've gone east, haven't we?
you've gone directly east.
You guys had the letter right in front of you
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that
that's a good
says
point.
where he was going, and it doesn't. What he was doing.
Matisse across to Nova.
What do my human eyes see? And by that, I mean, do my human eyes see any wanted posters down in that town?
He takes off his
Make
glasses.
a perception check.
Hell yeah. That's a 10.
10. I mean, you're quite a
It may
distance
or may
away.
not be.
From the buildings that you can see closest to you, you can't see any.
Okay.
No, it doesn't say anything about where he's gone.
Who does?
Except looking deeper into them.
You're thinking. You're
Seem
thinking
like-
about
Foundation.
the cosmetics or stuff. Yeah.
Hold on, if it's Fenrir, then. But we believe
Is
he
she
was going.
actually heading towards the town like he did?
She's like she's not walking towards the town, but she's kind of slowly meandering.
Is she
like,
doing
sniffing
the okay? Cause
She's basically doing like a dog off a leash, smelling all the smells, and she's just gradually getting closer.
because
I'm finding
Bree
this
does this
actually-
thing where it's like red light, green light, and if she really wants to go somewhere and you don't want her to, she'll bum shuffle her way
God
towards
damn
where
it,
she
Chloe.
wants to go.
Not quite. She's
That's
just
the
like
thing.
curiously smelling the smell. She's staying within range of you, but she's just
Very
gradually
nice.
getting closer.
Please stay like that for the rest of the session.
Hacker man.
I'm just so confused.
I'll never know.
So,
I can get this off the
Cyril,
table.
was Fenrir? Did you get the idea he's going down this way, or was he going? He was going south. We're going east. And then she couldn't recognize before.
Well, if
I don't think this is
because
Fenrir.
it's obvious, to Silkus,
Thank you.
when from the infirmary, someone at the infirmary who'd seen him go south would only have known where he went for about 100 feet.
Yeah.
From
true.
there, even within the city, they wouldn't have known where he went.
Yeah.
And you found the
And then
note
we
out
picked
to
up
the
his-
east.
Out
Yeah, we
east,
picked up
yeah.
this trail
Oh, that's a
going
good
through.
point.
So
that's a good
you
point.
have no idea where Fenrir actually went.
Still thinking about south. So
You
yeah,
like
that's
that
right.
south direction, don't you? There's something about you that wants to go
it's
south.
It's just cozy.
You want to freeze in the Antarctic.
No, but when you're indoors though,
Hell yeah.
mate. End of the
He
campaign.
wants to find the
Straight
creator
to-
of Ice Knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes. And
Turns out the big bad of the entire
Septimus
campaign
Cygnus.
is Elsa.
and replacement characters
going
motivation.
to-
Septimus Cygnus is who created that.
I'm going to move off to one side
recognize
and say to Sulfur just really quietly. I'm not gonna make it so that if you guys aren't paying attention, you won't hear it. But if you want to pay attention, that's up to you.
I'll pay attention. Always.
But I'm going to whisper to her, just keep an eye on that scent, and if it veers off the trail we take, don't run away, but do let me know.
She acknowledges you,
With
gives a wag of her
I
tail.
hate it.
Gives
I
a wag
hate
of
it
her
when
tail.
you run off. It makes me worried. Yeah.
Well,
Then I'm just gonna scruff her between the ears and go, keep sniffing around then.
Yeah, and she does. She continues.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
village right there, and We can be
You
able
know,
to
she like
rest
peas
and
on every second or third bush.
Yep.
be able to look after and
Spend
what are
the
we
night,
waiting for?
then- spend the night, then head across.
I don't really expect such a large river though. That's unexpected. But at least we can get a boat, possibly, and just continue through.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So,
Ugh.
do we have a marching order here? Or are you just all kind of working as a...
I'm gonna
A
go
comp.
ahead. I'm going ahead.
Okay.
Before we actually like take off, guys. You know how I'm kind of angry?
No, I never noticed.
Yeah, well, if I have the chance to go and slap Finra, do y'all mind if I do it?
I'm not gonna stop you.
I'm not gonna stand.
I was
your
only
way.
in here to.
He
heal-
might, but I won't.
I was only here to help your companion. Sulfurs are
Oh, I'm quite
Bar
happy to go
mins.
with you. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I
bar
just
mins,
want
do
to
what you want.
possibly divert for 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, let's go slap a tiefling.
Slap him, and then we can keep going.
I don't know what a tiefling is. I'm joking. I do.
I
I
mean,
meant Korma.
you would have seen him as we were passing out on the street. So
You remember black blur?
It's his hood. It gets in the way of my memories.
Yes.
I remember everything.
Everything. Okay. So, you begin to make your
gonna-
way down. Silkus, you take point.
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me as you get closer.
Sure. Yeah, that's not bad. 17.
17. As you approach, you notice some of the figures moving around, and they're not super far away, but you notice as they move between alleyways, between buildings, occasionally one of the figures is a bit bigger, a bit more portly.
Oh, here we go.
But they move between, and everyone. It seems to be a bustling. I say bustling. It seems to be a
Do they look
active town.
Giants.
They don't look like giants.
Do they look like orcs?
They look something not humanoid,
Would I look good?
but you
I got
can't
no
tell from this
sentence.
distance. They're moving through what is essentially narrow alleyways. The buildings are pretty closely packed together, and they are just you catch glimpses of them as they move between the shadows.
I'm gonna.
They're not hiding themselves, but it's
Yeah.
just
I'm
the
gonna
nature of this town.
quickly step back and talk to Archibald just a second. Do you mind seeing if you can use prestidigitation onto my coat to make it look as bland as possible?
I would love to. I'm gonna make his coat an extraordinarily dull green.
Okay.
Just low, I'm gonna cast Ice Knife and shank a mother.
I'm just doing what you asked me to, man.
I love the idea that you cast it, you grab it, you shank him, and it explodes. You forgot about that part.
I said bland, not fucking striking. Green.
Okay,
It's just-
sorry. I just make it flat white.
Oh god.
And by
Make
that
it
I mean
clean.
the coffee colour.
Make it a
Flat orange coffee color. Okay, there's a bit of foam. He's got a mantle. He's got a mantle of like a light white color, and then the rest of it is a dark brown.
So it kind
I'm
of looks
still
like.
getting the hang of the spell. I'm used to just cleaning things with it.
So it kind of looks like it was originally all the white color, and then he waded through a swamp.
Yes, essentially.
I'm gonna get you to change that back later on.
Yeah. So Silkus, you've got. It's not like actual foam, but as John's described,
look
it's
like
like you were wearing
stained
all
and
white,
whatnot.
and then
Oh,
you've
God.
wandered through like that chest high mud. It is brown from there down, and then just white up here.
Is that more to your liking?
It's, about
It's
the
pretty
best-
bland.
It's probably the best I'm gonna actually get from you.
It's
so
just
yes,
brown and
it's
white.
Great. It's great. Don't worry about
No,
it.
I'm messing with you. I just make it brown. All of it.
There you go. You've
Like
got a trench coat
everything is
now.
wearing.
You've got a brown trench coat
It's not
now
like-
and a brown everything
also,
else.
what's wrong with dull green? My cloak's green.
No. This was extraordinarily dull green.
So
Like,
dull, it was basically
Almost. Is that green?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, you tried.
Can you make
Well,
it like
that
that?
part of his sleeve is
Could you make
kind
it-
of what the shade of my cloak is.
Can you
Okay.
make it that? Like that kind of.
I tried and you didn't like it.
You didn't try hard enough.
Well,
He
now
didn't,
you're
add,
in
he
it.
didn't add enough creamer.
Now you
So-
really sound like a customer of a graphic designer.
Should have gotten half up front.
Uh,
What are you going to do? Pay me an exposure? Please don't.
So you all
I
approach.
exposed you
You all approach
Ew.
this town.
for all your lies.
You you'll approach this town, and you are noting, looking to your left and right, that the mountain range seems to be like a clearing almost on the coast here. Mountain range comes all the way to the coast, and you can see it would be very difficult to navigate either to your left or to your right. But as you move further out, you can see further up the coast, and it goes all the way out. You can't see the horizon on that, or you can see the horizon on that side, and you can't see where it ends. And as you look to the right, you see more mountains as they close in together, and then eventually you can see they come around and up the other side so of the. You can see the peaks on the other coastline.
Do we see people walking around?
In the town,
Yeah,
yes.
So we
what
did
are
see
they?
the one that was bigger than the rest.
Yeah.
Are the rest of them dwarves?
No, they seem regular size.
Okay.
Regular sized dwarves or regular size?
Yeah.
Because
Regular
dwarves
size
are like regular
gnomes.
size for themselves, man.
Yeah. So you approach the town and you start walking through the streets, and you see a couple of people go by. You see a human, you see an elf, a regular kind of selection. You see the flash of red as it looks like a tiefling walks past, which you're not used to seeing. Silkus especially.
No, I'm not.
Not used to seeing tieflings.
Perception check.
Oh god, eyes.
Roll.
Which was my
Can I-
stomach.
Roll an insight check.
I said eyes in my stomach. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I don't know what my insight is.
I am broken.
You're looking for dinner.
I am bad at that.
What's the worst I had dinner?
Never
Where did
mind.
it go?
What was it? Oh no!
So it's a 3.
Man, that guy got too much sun.
Does the
You catch
sulfur
it.
do it?
Sulfur doesn't react.
bit of
You
sunburn.
catch it, and it's
At,
it's
like, the
it's
flick
a
of
red
the
skin, red skin tiefling.
You know, they all look alike apparently. You
Yeah,
know,
they
that's
all
just how tieflings are.
And you see these people as they walk past, and then you
No.
round a corner around a house,
Corners are
and
sharp.
suddenly you find yourself, Silkus.
That's me.
You're around this corner, kind of head down, and suddenly you find yourself up against this damp skin body. As you walk around, you're like, it's just like a wall ahead of you, and you look up,
And it's a
and
wall
it's
of water.
it looks down at you, and
I don't like
it's this blue coloured frog-like creature that's standing there, kind of two huge arms with these claws on the end on the ground, almost like a gorilla, almost like a gorilla with the two front arms on the ground, looking at you.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Oink.
Kind of takes a step back, and you watch as its arms go back, and it takes a step back and kind of like settles on its haunches. It looks at you, seems to study you for a bit.
Hello there.
Who are you?
The name is Owen. Owen Hubbenheg.
You're new.
Sorry, that fucking name just made me laugh. Yeah, I do believe so. I haven't been around here.
What is your business?
Passing through.
No one passes through here. What is your business?
What is this creature?
You're
What's he
round the
wearing?
corner.
Yeah.
Archibald, roll a history check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do I recognize what it is?
Roll a history check.
Oh,
You
that's,
speak abyssal.
that's fucking cocked.
History check.
That's 18
and
almost.
survival. No, sorry, nature check for you.
Yeah, that's.
That was
I don't remember.
fucking, like 21, but it was cocked, so it became a fucking 7.
4.
4.
27.
How does the amnesia guy have a
14.
+7 to history? I find
Archibald, you
that
round
so
the corner
odd.
and see this thing,
I find that
and
weird.
immediately you get a really bad feeling. You recognize this as a Slarty.
Oh no.
It's standing there, staring Silkus down with its arms, huge, muscular arms, towering above Silkus.
What did you say it was?
A Slard. Slaad.
Ah, wait, I remember these from one of the freaking practices. Oh no, can we go now?
You remember this from Cosmos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cosmos was level 12.
Just gonna.
Is there anything, nothing wrong with passing? This is the only way through.
Buddy, how about we find another way?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm going to back a little bit, and a little bit more, and out of there.
And you watch as you kind of back away. It takes a couple steps, looks at you, and turns around and like lumbers off in the other direction.
Oh, that was interesting.
They're not on the correct plane. Whatever a plane is.
You get
one
the
thing at a
knowledge.
time.
You do get the knowledge, Archibald. So
You get the
They
knowledge.
belong in limbo. What are they doing here?
How are you remembering? Your memory is the amazing thing. One thing at a time. We'll work on the memory after. That's a good point, though. Honestly, not really my priority on right now. The priority here is just trying to get through without any issues. So thank you for that.
So,
Head out of the book
how
while
about...
we're in town.
Head out. Sorry, what now?
Head out of the book.
Okay, so...
That way you don't run into any more really powerful creatures from other dimensions.
Also, it's just for that. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Okay, so...
I have put in books
How
away.
about we find a different street to go down and get to the docks and see if we can pay someone to give us a lift across the lake sea?
When I say we, who do we... we're talking about all of us, right? I just want to point that out forward. I'm not a piggy
Hey, I
bank.
paid for the room. I think I've paid. I'm not made of money.
I have legitimately nothing to my name.
I flip a
Dude,
coin
you have the
piece.
bag of holding. The bag of holding had like 15 gold in it.
I flip...
Doesn't mean I wanted
We
to
don't
pay.
know about the gold, though. We don't know about that gold. He took that before we knew about it.
Oh yeah.
But I flicked the copper piece out. And
Wait, no, he paid for. I know he paid for something.
I
Doesn't
flick,
I
sound
remember
like
being
me.
shocked that.
doesn't sound like
I
me.
flick a couple.
I
piece
remember
at
being
him.
shocked that he paid for
Are
something.
you sure you're getting mixed up with the
Another copper
wizards?
piece to you.
Wait, no, didn't he pay for something from
I don't recall anything.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Every time.
the tiefling I don't like?
Korma.
Comma? No.
I was gonna say curry lady, but you know.
No,
No,
I think
that
it
was-
was
that was
all
me.
Silkus.
That was me.
You
know, jingle jingle.
So
I like how
now-
Lynn's
Why am I
just, like,
missing
moving his
6
fingers at
gold
me.
and 3 silver? What has cost me 6 gold and 3 silver in this campaign?
I don't remember.
Like,
It was like a week's worth of accommodation for your
like
sick ass or
Rations?
something.
No, it wasn't.
No, you
Fenrir's
conned
friend,
a
Vindaloo.
military group. of rations.
God damn you.
Conned, I talked to them and they charged me 6 gold.
Who is navigating through this city?
I will take point and just
I will walk behind John to make
I say
sure he
city. It's
doesn't.
more of a town, but yeah.
Yeah.
So could I get a description? How does this look like a just straight up shady place?
Oh yeah. Everyone walking around here. No one's making eye contact with anyone. They're all walking heads down. Some of them have hoods up. People
I'm
are
one of
generally
them.
sticking to the shadows.
Yeah.
And everyone looks hardened. Everyone looks tough.
Yeah. Alright.
No one looks like you want to mess with them.
Okay. As much as I appreciate this. Look, take on my I'll take point on this one. And I'm just going to pretty much copy everyone else. I'm going to slink into the background and basically I'm just going to say, everyone split, take a few feet away from each other, follow, keep distance, just keep, but obviously follow, and we're just going to do the same thing as everyone else.
Does
and,
this town look like it should take longer than an hour to get through?
No. It's very small.
and just straight up keep himself, and yeah, so just follow my lead, and I start shrinking, and pretty much, I've had my back up like straight, pretty much like I've always had something. I'm like, nose up in the air kind of thing. You see me basically kind of cower.
Oh my god, there's not a stick up there.
My back.
You can bend it.
I get a bit of a hunch, cough, and I pretty much almost like I'm something. Looks like if you just take a second note, don't notice I'm just pretty much everyone else.
My
And
only
I continue.
chain is going to be me putting my hood up. That's it. I'm
John,
not
you're
gonna
ready
change
to take point on this.
anything.
I will
You're
shake
used to
up my-
navigating cities and not being seen, or at least just blending in. And
if you are seen, you just talk to him about currency reform.
yeah, exactly. you kind of get ready
Hey,
to
they just
take
walk
point
away.
and lead the party
Yep.
through, and then Silkus steps out and does it, and he seems very adept at it.
Okay.
Hair. I legit. You guys never see me do this, but I straight up hair all shaked up, messed up. I don't look like anything of importance.
Okay,
And I continue.
so
Gets a small vial of lamp oil to make her hair greasy
you're
pretty
leading
much,
the way.
I take out a little bit of that
from her
grease
disguise
from
kit.
the kobold hide.
Ew,
And
you're
I-
going to put dead animal grease on you? Ew.
That's the
I
ranger.
mean, what do you think?
As
his
he's
goal is?
done this,
That's complete.
Sulfur's going to be like, and try and lick his hair.
Yum.
That's totally fine. And I'm just going to say, everyone keep distance, and obviously
You make a survival check with your intelligence.
Ah,
Ah.
get
Do
your
it.
get your own up.
Ooh.
There you go.
Much better. Oh, that's not too bad. With just straight intelligence.
Yes.
Okay.
A survival check with your intelligence. So if
So
you're proficient in
yeah.
survival, then
So-
you add your proficiency as well.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not proficient in survival, but
So then straight intelligence.
straight intelligence. So plus the 16. No, it's at 15.
15. Okay. The four of you follow, sticking to the shadows as Silkus leads you through this town, heading towards the docks. You come out and you see a long harbour, a couple different wharfs, and there are a number of boats docked at these. You see a couple that look like they might be more raiding style ships, stuff that built for speed. And then you see a couple others that look like cargo ships, and a number that look like maybe just transportation. They're just there to hold as many people as possible to go as far as possible. And you walk out onto these docks. You're no longer in the shadows because it's a large open area here.
But we're kind of a little bit spread apart.
But you see a couple of people tending boats. One of them, there is someone kind of currently looking in some barrels around one of these flat-topped or flat barges. Looks like a cargo barge, essentially, who is just meandering around. You look up and down, and you don't see anyone else really that you'd be able to approach. This person here in front of you looks like they're probably the only person you can really approach about hiring to get you across.
I'll go up as I've still got my hunch and everything, and I'll quickly just say like them was like stay back, it's fine, and I'll walk up and I'll go.
Yeah, how far away do you leave the party? And the rest of the party do you
They could
stay?
be like at the beginning of the wharf, and I'll just walk up. Like they're not too far away, but still decent. So we're not all kind of grouped to look like a group per se.
As I know this will involve some social interaction, I am going to just real calmly just cast Disguise Self and make my tattoos vanish and give myself a massive badass scar across here.
I went with an idea that he was going to give us a massive mustache.
Alright.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say massive. I'm not going to lie. I thought he...
Yeah, right.
Mustaches are the worst part of having a beard. If you don't have one, you look ridiculous. If you don't have a beard, you look ridiculous. Mustaches
that.
are the worst.
I don't know. I mean
So,
okay. Yeah. I'll
so the rest of the party, you're staying where
Yeah,
Silkus is
I'm
leaving
like
you?
sitting
Ah.
down back at the edge of the wharf, or like before it goes out and becomes very wharf-like. Does that make sense?
And you're going with Sarah?
No,
Yeah, you're staying.
but I'm not staying where he told me to.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Where are you
staying
going?
2 feet away.
I'm going to go part way up the sort of wharfy thing and pull out my bow and look at possibly trying to catch a fish with my...
Okay.
while paying very close attention to what's going on with him. So I need to turn around and take a first shot.
Okay.
Boy.
Silkus, you approach.
Yep, I'm just okay.
And as you get closer, you see in light-coloured kind of tunic, short sleeves, looks like basically fisherman's shorts, essentially, and with no hair, but as you approach, you see grey skin, dark grey skin, and 2 horns that come back on the head. Looks like it'd be a grey skinned tiefling, and then a tail flicks out behind as well. Who turns to you as they see you coming, and says, "Hail."
Hi. Sorry to bother you. You're you the one that looks after this ship? Yes.
That I am.
Hi. And I just bring out my hand. I'm like, kind of like clawed a little bit. I'm like, hi, Maxwell. I'm looking at hiring to see if I can get across. Me and a few, a couple others, a few others.
Gonna cross in the Gulf.
Yes.
How many people?
Oh. Four others. One is a canine of sorts, but
You mean that one?
yeah, that one.
As
It's right.
Sulfur is wandering up the wharf now, by the way.
Yeah. that's fine. I go like
Sulfur comes up next to you,
like I
looks at you, and she ignores you.
yeah, that's yeah.
Starts sniffing around this dude.
Don't worry.
Wait, excitedly
Just
sniffing
figured
around this
out
dude?
what voice you're
The
doing.
tail's wagging.
And just like I just go.
Do I see this?
You watch Sulfur go up. You're keeping an eye on the situation.
When I see her wagging her tail, I'm gonna walk over there.
Okay. You do.
Yeah. Don't mind her. Look. Does whatever I want. She's fine though. Don't worry. How much? Would you be
How
willing?
secret are you looking at keeping it?
Secrets. Well, not to be noticed, you know.
Leave in
Yes.
broad daylight, or you want to leave it?
Can I whisper
we'll
an
leave.
infernal
You can.
and just say, "So what's your name?"
He replies back in Infernal, although it doesn't really translate. It remains the same. And he says, Cobble.
Just gonna watch him.
So like, look. I turned to Sarah. I was like, "Hey, get back in the kiln, over there." And I'm pointing just towards the door. Like, sorry, she's just part of it. Yeah, looking at later where it's a bit dusk.
10 gold.
10 gold, not a problem.
Is
Leaving now, leaving
is
the
Sulfur
dusk,
doing
you
anything
said.
like look?
Yeah, a little bit later, just not to be
Sulfur
noticed.
Sulfur is like sniffing around in circles, and at one point she does sit and like sit next to him and like look up at him.
What the bloody hell are you doing? So yeah, dusk. We'll wait a little bit.
It's at the moment the
It's
sun is
good.
getting a bit lower, so
Give us about
I would like to leave in the next hour, maybe.
give us about half an hour, maybe a little bit more. We just gotta pick up a couple things and be off. Is that okay with you?
whenever.
Great. That's great.
You haven't happened to see a purple tiefling lately.
A lot of tieflings around these parts.
What the bloody hell? I told you to get back in the kiln. No one ever listens to me, you know. You know what it is.
No one knows what a kiln is.
Can
The
you?
kill's what we call down there back in the town.
I'm just gonna like clap my hand over his mouth.
And I'm
Do you
going
not
to
think
bash
it's a
that
little
off.
odd? Do you not think it is a little odd that she's being like this? And I'm hands over Silver's mouth, saying this to him and pointing at Sulfur.
I'm just gonna be like,
Does she do this normally?
you know, I don't really know what that
The,
thing does anyway.
The tiefling kind of reaches down and scratches Sulphur's head, and she seems to appreciate it.
Well, that's just all gone away. So
Can I do
Oh,
an
that's great.
insight or perception or something?
Roll an insight check.
like on that note, I'm just like when she does that, I'm like, well, there goes that. And I keep the hunch and everything, but I'm like,
Where's my
talking back to.
It was absolutely Broden's voice reminding
Really?
me.
16.
Oh, that's so
16 would
cool.
be a high.
Oh, he's a hero.
The tiefling leans over to you and kind of says, just go with it.
And I just whisper, it's like, please. And I just whisper again, like, yes, and
And then,
yes,
and also in undertones, whispering to you, says, we should probably get going as soon as possible.
absolutely agree with you. Absolutely.
I'm gonna do this
10 gold.
at Archibald,
10 gold.
like the hand movement,
Oh, boy. Where's my-
I start
like a little
moving
backwards
forward.
wave.
And I just take out like coin, and I drop a couple. Yeah, that's
And I'm
10.
just assuming
You
you're
drop
rude.
one, and this, not hunched, but older looking tiefling who doesn't seem to be moving particularly fast. You drop one of the coins, and his hand goes, grabs it out of the air.
Jesus
These
Christ. You
sailors,
almost punched me in the face.
It's fine.
these sailors have all kinds of reflexes. All right, well, we'll be right back in a
Let's
few
get on.
minutes. If you don't mind, yeah, we've just gotta grab the others.
Okay, you see
Yeah.
as
Thank
you
you very
go
much.
back,
To-
as you go back,
You guys were staying back a little bit.
The
You
tiefling
got told to come forward by
starts
Sarah.
preparing
Really?
the boat.
I missed that.
Yeah, I
starts
would
preparing the
guess.
barge.
Yep.
He makes
It's
sure
like,
there's the plank down ready for you
Everyone's
to
here, I guess.
embark and get situated.
Yep.
You all board a couple minutes later. Plank comes up. The ropes are brought onto the boat, and the boat is
That one.
sent off. There is a small crew on this boat,
Yep.
very small crew.
Since we get out of get a bit of distance, I'll just oh.
As you do that, the tiefling sees you and looks back at the town that you just came through, assesses it for a second, and then you watch him do a hand movement, and the grey skin turns to purple,
And I punch him.
and you punch him. Roll your attack.
What do I add to this?
Your strength. Just your strength.
12.
12. He takes it. He accepts it. What damage? That's just one damage, right? So you deal one damage to, as the disguised self wears off, Fenrir, standing there in front of you on the barge.
I'll be like, is she always this problematic?
And that's where we're going to end the session.
I take that as a yes. Shiza. Holy Shiza. Well, I've met the person I did not want to meet, and that's great.
You didn't want to meet him?
So next time,
You're
You
digging
didn't
yourself
want
a
to
hole.
meet
You
him?
ended the session with, is she always this problematic? And now you're asking that.
that's Josh. Don't worry.
Is Josh or Silkus? Because now you're digging yourself even more of a hole.
Because I'm going to
Any
forget
hole I
it,
have.
as he takes his disguise self off, I'm like, well, I guess there's no use in hiding anymore. We're kind of in open waters. We don't have any wanted posters on the ship, do we? And I am disguised self, and I'm immediately blinded by that bright fucker right there.
I would play
That hurt.
I just think you just oh, at no point in this, your disguise self was just the hood. So you take it off.
Yeah.
No, all my tattoos.
So-
come back.
Thank you, everyone, for coming by this session.
You're welcome.
I hope you all enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch us live every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for Axton Doubled, of course. Friday mornings for Banana Stream, whenever that happens. And, of course, anything in between when we might be feeling like playing a game and have some time to do it. You can follow us on Twitter at MaxOutOfficial.
Hey.
You can join our Discord, link in the panels below if you'd like. And of course, you can follow us here on Twitch.
Twitter.
And that
And
too.
also each other, yes. All of our
Twitter.
actual personal handles.
Just
This
here.
one. This one here. Hold on.
Well, you know, you
that
don't
one
have
there.
to. It's up to you. We're not cops.
You have
Yes,
to.
and follow us here on Twitch if you have enjoyed, please. It does, of course, help us out a lot. And you get to see when we go live every time in future, so you don't miss any of the story. You can see our VODs on YouTube as well if you'd like to go over there. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week. Until then, take it easy.
And breezy.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god, Josh.
Josh.
Just let it go for 1 second, my man. Come on!